Mhm. All is well. Things better than better than most. I keep saying how lucky my side of the country is. Boy, like our family on the next side, and the West, everybody's saying. And a Bridget messaged me. His family's from that side. He's in England now, and he said it. When he said it, I said, "Oh yeah, that's exactly what it looked like." You see, you watch on you used to watch BBC, and you see war torn areas, and he said the place looked like a war zone, and yeah, that's exactly it. Like, the place, it place mashed up, bro. Pictures from my family, how people, how their neighbors are, how some of them stay, like it rough. Like the place just mash up. Like I'm looking at the place and this looks like something I thought I would see outside of TV. Eh? Yeah, I said, boy, we're a lot of us know we're used. I mean, I always say about Gilbert. We're very used to the hurricane come and it hit where it hit. It's not like a large amount of devastation. Half of the country feed, three-quarters of the country feed certain ways. It hit here, so and it's a problem. No, it's everywhere. Everybody, like, a, a large enough part of the country get hit that everybody feel it. Even if you're not directly in the line of fire where, oh, yo, is my house mash up like that, it's undeniable for everybody that, boy, oh yeah, the hurricane, a real serious, devastating thing. I think we've been too used to the hurricane hit, but not really like everybody certain ways. It's not a problem where everybody can get up and say, oh yeah, Jano, hurricanes are like this. And I think the problem with that is we get too used to it. We see too much. We have this expectation of what hurricanes are. That's far from what Melissa was. I think a lot of people, some to some degree, myself included, just never really expect. Oh, yo, the place can look like that. You can see it on TV, hear about it. People tweet it. It's funny, like the foreign newscasters. They were how bad they were saying it was. And as I said, John, like to a good degree, that's a lot of people. Like what they were saying, it was a lot of people are experiencing now. Mhm. Mhm. Yep. Yeah, the devastation where it hits is actually worse than Gilbert. It's just I think Gilbert was more the path it traveled to hit more places, but it never hit everywhere as hard as Melissa hit. Mhm. 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 Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, 100%. And that's the thing. I was saying that as well. Like I was looking at when before the hurricane. I was saying, oh yeah, it's a good thing that we are so removed from that level of infrastructure, like used to be the case. Or like, a lot of building practices have been established as a norm now, but in a lot of ways, we still have a lot of problems there. In terms, I saw Julie Mangos. She made an Instagram video, I believe, and just around building houses for hurricane proofing or whatever. And I said that kind of thing is interesting because in Jamaica, a lot of people they truly do build their houses themselves, especially down the west side. So I know a lot of people know a man that that does like come and lay some block and do some, and over time actually build him house by himself. That kind of thing, especially down that side. I have a lot of family members that have done that. And then to think about that and say, oh, yo, January, they're not experts in this. They don't really know how to do this like that. Them do what they do. Them do. Yeah, yeah. He's not. My uncle is a farmer. He's not a thing. He's not. He's not a carpenter. He's not an architect, carpenter, engineer, nothing like that. So that kind of thing. You just say, oh, is that actually? It's the Julie Mango's thing. A video telling people how to build houses. That's not usually applicable to a lot of people. Like, oh, just watching that. To me, I'm not going to watch an Instagram story and no, I know how to build a house properly for hurricane proofing. It's not like it's a reality where I have to do it. But in Jamaica, a lot of people do have to build their house. A lot of people will be building their houses themselves. So that kind of messaging actually important, and I found that interesting. That's the reality of what we have here compared to, I'll say, America or the like. Yeah, that's that. It's uptown problems, bro. Truly, a lot of people do that. A lot of people. It's pretty rural areas. Like, oh yeah, rural areas. Like, people do build their houses, bro. Like him laying block and him doing thing. Like him come and make this at all. But in his mind, in reality, oh, it's more expensive to get somebody to do it with you for you. So what I'm going to do instead is do it myself. Yeah, it's expensive upfront versus what's going to, when things actually reach you, hurt your pocket more. Because mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. In literal sense. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And that's a lot of people. Again, the place look like a war zone. Like I never made say, oh yo, so much people, like the place can just be flat. You see in foundation where you see houses. You I'll send you some videos later, but like oh, this whole community, my grandma, my parents grew up and whatever. My mother grew up there, and I'm seeing what my brother showed me the before, and he took a video of the after. So like, I'm looking at the trees. This place would be a forest. Like if you see it's just a blanket of trees, you can't sit past there. You're just looking into nothing right now. You just they yeah. The the trees have no bark. Stripped off. It yeah, it wild. It's wild. Oh, that's farmland. I know I used to say, it's a good amount of farmland you're looking at there. No, it's just desert. It's bare. And you see a community, it's foundations, it's not the houses there anymore. And you see people clutching on to the one little piece of that wall that will survive and have piece of the roof hang over it still. So that's where they're living. Like, pretty wild when you see it. Pretty wild. Yep. Yeah, Octagon thing that, he had nothing about that. Yeah. Yep. Have to be better. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's so established in a way now. Yeah. It's actually, again, it's truly a path. It's something people can look at as, oh, this is what money can truly come from there from more than one people, more than just the investor. You put an investor there, mean a business can run certain ways and money can flow down to people. Versus before, out of business, what do I do? I can't actually, or the business look a certain way and just rough. I can't go raise money, nothing like that. It just raising is whom I know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
Which
very different thing
hey,
now.
some might say it's still who you know now, but
Yeah, but
yeah,
way less than it was, right?
correct. And also now we have now we have the opportunity that even if you're not raising money, like one of the things I
Mm-hmm.
talked about last week was that we had the Trans Jamaica paying a dividend right after
Mm-hmm.
the whole
Mm-hmm.
that money coming in clutch for a lot of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
The also on the rebuild itself, there are so many opportunities. People are going. There's business. If 600,000 people unhoused, right? If homes need to be rebuilt, even if you're not unhoused, if you need to repair your place, blah blah blah. Even if you weren't in part of the island that was hit heavily, you still have some work to do, and
Mm-hmm.
you have to buy some stuff. To me, I was actually kind of happy to see some of the reaction on the market, like
Oh yeah, yep. It also hit me from the side of the fact that people in the market, actual investors,
Mhm,
actually making a move. 'Cause honestly, that's what surprised me. I can tell you what like a client was messaging me. We were talking about it, and he was talking. He said Lumber and HBC and whatever. He was looking at them. I was say, yeah, you can go there. I like where they are now in terms of what they're doing as a company outside of
mhm,
the hurricane thing. So I can push back some of the risk of the my stronger expectation was, yo, I know how people are in things like this. I remember like COVID come. People
mhm,
focus on the fact that the disaster hit, and the decision they make after that is that let me just not invest. I mean pull away from investing. Let me not actually look at the things where money can think there, where oh this can be better from the investment from this thing happening because this is just more business for that thing. Let me
mhm.
just go. My idea of it is boy everything mash up, stock market dead. I didn't
Yeah,
hear as much as that. I didn't really see. I don't think I'm in a lot of places, but where I was, I was not seeing that. And then I'm looking at the market and seeing a reaction to it. So that was my surprise moment. It's oh yeah, I can tell you said this company will do better off of it. But the fact it moved right there, so just so I was expecting
mhm.
a delay. I was expecting when the conversation is more happening to start see that versus oh yo this thing I move like what so I can say I never get enough of it because of that
Yeah,
because I was still on my slower path of buying lumber and HPC. But then to see, oh, yo, this move already. I'm like, oh, wait, people are seeing it. People are moving. People are looking at the market and saying, oh, there's money on the market. I can do something with despite, and not even despite, oh, things rough, as they say, and I need some money. And I can actually see this thing doing something from this. And let me invest in it and get some out of it. That's happening.
yeah, man.
So
And
I really love that. Just a
also,
knee jerk reaction away from the market, like
exactly, and but
time to
also
pass.
it's showing the market serving in the role that it should, which is
Mm-hmm.
I already had money in the market and this thing has happened.
Mm-hmm.
And so it gives an opportunity
And
for me to
yeah,
sell
yep.
and get that money out to do something
Mm-hmm.
with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
mean,
everybody that had before, if them roof need to fix, if oh yo the car take well, damage and whatever, we now go wait on insurance, we need some money. Hey, I have made money here from something that it's the thing affecting me negatively, and I can
mhm,
get a positive effect out of it. Someone can
mhm.
get something like I can truly look at it and say, oh, there's something here for me. That's big.
That's massive. And I think people positioning themselves, let's be real too.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody we grew up 80s, 90s, 2000s. Oh, rich people is rich people there. When something bad happen, they might
Yep,
make a
yep,
whole heap of
yep,
money off of it. Something good happen, they might make a whole heap of money off of it. Now we get the chance to be the them.
mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
literally Omni Industries. Them sell PVC pipe, them sell construction stuff, them sell zinc.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a no-brainer that if the island physically, literally needs infrastructure rebuilding,
Then there's
um,
more value in that thing,
there's
in the thing that
exactly
sells, in the thing that supplies that. So that's
massive
big to me. The
opportunity.
fact that I'm seeing it, like, oh, yo, it's everybody grew up and it's a rich man thing. That oh, yo, well. Yes, you guys are the rich man now.
We are exactly, and I mean that's a good thing. That's what it
The
is.
reality is it's more than a rich man. Everybody have a chance.
Exactly. That's it. It's
Democratization of wealth.
exactly. You took the words out of my mouth.
That's what the market is for.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yep.
Yeah, the democratization of wealth fully, and you don't you don't have any shortage of it because people are getting money and they're going to be able to read it. Like what I want to point out is that you don't have like a short term. I don't say you don't have a short term effect. Obviously, you have a short term effect, but you have the chance for a longer tail. Because
Mm-hmm.
just 2 weeks ago, it's not. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that long. It's 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
And 2 weeks ago means the real thing that started. There are people who still literally picking up the pieces and the cement gone by in a month when them get paid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I look at that and I look at Carib Cement. Carib Cement broke $100 today. Yeah, so as a funny one, it's a Carib, right? Memories. um, yeah, broke $100 today. Went up as high as 104. Yeah, went up as high as 104. And it's one of those obvious choices. People are gonna need cement. Carib Cement sells cement. Boom, boom, right? You have people who know that have the ability to not just fix up them life and thing, but here's the opportunity for me to make some money off the fact that people are gonna fix up them life and thing, and it will help me, right? The joke I was making last week was we're talking about Atlantic, which also has, I mean, month to date is the third biggest rise. It has risen 21% since the start of the month. And it's even wilder if you look at Atlantic and you go a little, if you go even a little further back with Atlantic, or further back meaning like weeks. The thing was it IPO'd at $1 earlier this year, and here we are now. Here we are now. Since it has IPO'd till today, it fell below $1 and it's up. It's back up now, all the way to it went as high as 140 odd, and it's still above $1 now. That's
Mm-hmm.
a hardware that supplies other hardwares. If I know I'm going to buy plyboard, I'm going to buy cement again, because it's not like most people are going to Carib Cement down at Rockford to buy cement, right? You're buying it from the hardware closest to you, or you're
Mm-hmm.
buying it where you can get the best price. Atlantic Hardware supplies hardware throughout the country. If I know that I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to have to buy all these things, let me put some of the money I have now into Atlantic. And if it go up, then I got a chance. I get to own the hardware. I get to earn off of the hardware. Worse if them declare a dividend, I get a dividend off of the hardware because I'm going to spend money in the hardware anyway. So it's a chance for us to
Mm-hmm.
actually own a piece of the things that we spend on. The same thing we had, if you remember, a couple of years ago, than with the Fesco. It's the first chance for many of us to own a gas station. So obviously,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna buy gas at my gas station, right? I hear some RPL owners start the same way. RPL is there. If I own RPL shares, I'm buying gas at RPL. It's funny, I think about that now. I even know I still try and buy gas at Fesco because I mean, it is what it is, and you can be a shareholder and so on and so forth. But now I'm thinking, if ever there's a RPL, and there's going to be, if ever there's a Fesco and an RPL close by,
Which one are you going to pick?
whichever one I have more shares in at the moment.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see that too. You
Whichever
never
one I
said
have.
I would.
I think what it's true. I think they're going to have it because their RPL's location on Spanish Town Road. I think there's going to be a Fesco close to them. I think there's a Fesco opening out in Negril, close to where RPL obviously has a location. Uh, and yeah, I can say it's whichever one I have more shares in at the moment is the one that I'm buying from. So funny how that works, but that's how we should want. That's good to have that sort of thing there. So it's a guarantee that almost everybody's going to have to spend some amount of money on hardware items over the next few weeks, months, years. Why not buy own shares in the hardware distributor, right? That's my thinking. No, I had other thinking around Atlantic too. Earlier than this, even before there was Melissa. But Melissa is like a dark cloud with a hell of a silver lining, right? Um, yeah, to me, it's just great because this is what I'm thinking, that a large part of wasn't there in the 80s and the 90s. That you still had to spend the money, but you couldn't easily earn back
It
off
couldn't
of it.
touch you in any way. Yep.
Yeah, man. Maybe said was maybe a burger.
Mm. But
Yeah.
again, it's the fact that right now where the market is, a lot of people are investing, a lot more people than then. It's a conversation beyond just the rich people think.
Yeah.
I can go almost anywhere now and have a conversation about the market, and there's somebody there that do something with it. So big deals.
Yeah. Yeah. Which brings us back to the topics. I mean, what we're
You're
thinking, what
happy
are you
to finally be
thinking?
here, eh?
Yeah. What are you thinking in terms of the rebuild? You know, what do you think we're
Mhm.
looking at in terms of the rebuild? And also not first earning season, but last earning season of the year. So in the middle of it, we also have a whole heap of results that have come out now. So I think maybe that's a good thing for us to touch on also.
What are you reading this weekend, eh?
Boy, a whole heap of reading. Trust me, it's a working weekend. And not to forget, we also have two two or more, technically more. No, two IPOs in the market, two linked IPOs in the market, right? We have the Dequity
Equity and the bond IPO dollar.
and Dollar, which is why I said they're linked, and the Dollar IPO. Oh, you feel excited, happy?
I find it a bit interesting.
What's that?
How much times do we call one company's bond an IPO?
That's not something that we really do. No, I've been trying to do it because it is right.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's that class. It's again, it's the same thing I laugh around with the how bonds work. You don't think of them in the same way. Like, it's shares, you know.
Hmm.
Like like we don't think of them in the fractional way. We think of they do a bond, and the next bond we don't really think of it as when we think of it in terms of the company. It's not they have two bonds. We often think of it together. Oh, this is all their debt. Unless you're
True.
really looking at the debt specifically, I think that. But the truth is, you're right. It's the first time this bond, specifically this class of debt for this company or this
Is being
schedule of debt for
offered.
this company is being offered to the market. It's not so, and it can have a secondary offer. It could be that them say, oh, it's sometime on the line, hey, we're putting up more of the same thing. So
That's true.
it's
Yeah.
a bit funny to me that how this kind of how a lot of the things here what we've seen kind of recontextualizing how people think of the bonds, how people think of debt on companies' books.
Mm. What do you mean about how do you think of it?
Or no, I was I think of different. I said how so people generally how so it's the people same we said last time or fractionality, and I know this thing I mentioned it's an IPO for dollar's bond for this specific bond for dollar, but dollar had IPO. Dollar can have another IPO for another bond that they're doing later down the line. It's still like an IPO because it's that thing. I don't know if other people are. I think people are thinking of it differently.
I don't know.
But
You're saying it now, and I don't know even. I'm thinking like I thinking I don't want to call it an IPO anymore. Now that you say, like I want to call it maybe a debt offering.
I to me it's called an IPO because it's so nice.
True, but
So
then look where that led us the last time.
I know, bro. I'm just saying, no. I
Yeah.
don't really call. So I don't specify. I don't. It's not even that. I don't think I necessarily think of it like that. As it's an IPO in the same way. But I know why we're doing the IPO talk on it, right? Because it
Well,
sounds good. It's what sells.
to be fair, I said IPO because as well as I was just thinking of offers in the market. That's what I really
They
meant.
don't call it, didn't they call it an IPO?
That's a good question. They call it an invitation for subscription. Well, I mean,
Oh,
the equity is an IPO. You're talking about the bond.
not necessarily. The bond. Did they call it an IPO?
Let's see.
Didn't they? That's how I remember it. But maybe
I
I'm
I
jumping
don't
the gun.
know. I don't know. No, you say that. I realize I don't know. Let's see. What did Dollar call it? That was official term, form a bond. Yes, I think they just call it a bond offer, an invitation.
It's a bond market prospectus. I see that.
Where are you seeing
It's
that?
He's on JC thing there. My money JA on the UCAT and there's an IPO tag beside it on the
Well,
specific
yeah,
one.
that there's gonna have it's
Yeah,
gonna
again,
have the
that's fine.
IPO tag
But like even
because
on JC sites as the IPO news.
also it is an offering, but it's the IPO.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're splitting hairs here. Dollar
We
offering
are, we
some
are.
debt, yeah, but it's a sort of hairs that we do split and think through. I'll tell you why I hesitate to use the term IPO now that you say it and I'm thinking about it. It's specifically because of where it can usually go. And also you made the point of like a company can have multiple, right? Jim and B probably has the more, not probably, I think they have the most in terms of instruments, debt
Preference shares.
instruments out there. Yeah, man. You have 10 million and one, even though they cleaned some of them up the other day, but
Mm-hmm.
still the largest amount of debt instruments out there. So you can issue more. But you did make a good point that you can have a secondary offering of the same instrument, which
Mm-hmm.
like how you can have a secondary offering of ordinary shares, right? Yeah. So
The share specifically, the ordinary shares can initial more than one, but then
true.
why I'm splitting here is because it's a different schedule that they're going for, right? The next set of debt them going for is that set of debt they're going for. So it will be initial for that set of debt. But
True. Because each preference share, for example, each preference share from JMB stands on its own.
mhm. But
Yeah.
I know that it doesn't sound as nice
Now it's
if
not
I
as
don't
good
get it.
marketing. Yeah, man. It's much better
Because
marketing.
people used to the excitement of an IPO for how long now? So call it an IPO.
Yeah, why not? Why
I,
not?
I so it's interesting.
Very, very interesting. Speaking of which, have you looked through the equity prospectus? Yeah?
Reading, skim it, reading more than anything.
Skim it.
I
Anything
have I haven't
interesting
read
jump out to you?
I haven't looked properly. Uh Yannick's Yannick's thing that she likes to look at right now, on it specifically. So I don't want her to feel like I am stealing. I saw her speaking about it, which is why that's the thing I jumped to when I saw it in the thing there.
What was
Just
it?
call people the litigation. It made me think
Ah,
of Sagicor and thing there and Barita.
which should be in should have started. I have a little thing in my calendar, market calendar, or the grower groups market calendar. Um, around that. I think the Barita Sagicor litigation should have started. So what's the thing? Yeah, the thing you mentioned for the litigation for dollar. Not sorry, not
Oh,
dollar. Dollar's
it's that.
owners.
Yeah.
One of dollar's owners.
Yeah. Yeah. The equity they have company. Read it actually. Read the thing there. But how I see it, how I so far before I go I pick it up to read, it's somebody has a claim for some shares pre-IPO, and
Yes.
they basically say, "Yo, you're supposed to give me them shares, but you never give me either all them shares or those shares over there." So that I should have that should be mine, and we had a deal for it, and I'm saying it should be, and you're saying it shouldn't be. That I so Randy have some shares. Me and Randy make a deal. What's the word would that be? Allegedly,
Hmm.
and according to me, I made a deal with Randy, and I should get some shares. And then when it come down to the wire now, Randy said, "I don't make that deal with you like that." And so you don't; those shares aren't for you. You should be getting those shares that you say you should be getting. So let's go to
Hmm.
court about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some nice shares. It's pre-split. So the person's claim is, those shares should be mine before the date of the split. It's a nice good chunk of the company and should be mine. And yours and the equity and their managers are saying
Well,
no.
well, well. To be fair, Dequity's managers. Let me keep my brethren out of court. That's I did glance at that see, because of it also the
Okay, so
conversation that was happening. So I'll let me read it, and you I think you'll get it once I read it to be clear. But it's not Dequity, the
it's not
entity
equity
that
in the
is
company.
listing.
Yeah, it's their manager.
Exactly. So they're what would you call that? They're
But the
this
claim is
related
on
party.
equity shares.
Well,
That's what I read.
yes, the claim is on an agreement that the fund managers have with the other unnamed party
Mhm.
or parties around those shares. And so the listing company itself is not a party, is not a part of that. It's like, you know, the people in the grow group would have heard me. If you don't grow, you hear me talk about this also. It's linked to the fact that the company can't own the
Yeah,
company shares. So this has nothing to do with the company. It has to do with the company's ownership.
exactly. But
Yeah.
the thing about it to me is that that is a matter of the company because it's a matter of ownership. So
Yeah, and I think
I also think about it and say, all right, are these the awarding of the shares, is it existing shares, or or was there supposed to be some dilution to take place that is the alleging party saying, are the shares already there? So are these 437,000 shares sitting down already and it should be mine, or was it supposed to be further diluted and give me that piece? So it's
mhm,
that is interesting to me as well. So would I face dilution as a owner if this claim is won by the alleging party?
mm. Well, to bring everybody up to speed, those are who you can't see it. I'll read it. So, uh, Dequity Capital Fund Managers Limited, which is the manager of Dequity Fund, which is Dequity Fund is what is being listed. Dequity Capital Fund Managers is the sister company or related party, probably, who is managing the fund that is being listed. And that it can be a little confusing for people because they have similar names, and everybody just gonna hear Dequity. But anyway, the fund managers are being sued by a third party because they say, in relation to an alleged option given by Dequity Capital Fund Managers for shares in the listing company. And that option is for the other party, like here that I pointed out, to get 437,500 common shares of the company that is trying to list now. But that 437,500, the interesting part, like you said, and I, is the fact that it's pre-split and pre-IPO valuation. And I'll come back to that. So if the people who are suing win, then they will be required to get 400. Well, they won't be. They're required to get a lot more than 437,500 shares. They'll be required to get whatever. You act like you had it before, split it, carry it up. You either required to get that amount of shares or the money for those shares. It's an option, right?
Mhm.
Funny, I thought we didn't have options trading in Jamaica. Well, we have options. We have options. We have easy options trading. Anyway,
Mhm.
um, and so they make the listing company make the point that they are not a party to the claim nor the agreement. Therefore, it's unlikely the company will be ordered to issue the option shares to the third party. That's funny. Why did they say unlikely?
Hmm.
That's you don't have that thing. Companies quote unquote lie. CEOs quote unquote lie.
Yeah, it sounds nice when
Um,
you say that, right?
yeah, but why would you say unlikely?
Unlikely. Like, yeah, you know,
Can you? Can if it have nothing to do with you, how could I be required to do it? If I'm driving a bus and then I take the bus and Shay is on the bus and then I say Shay picking pocket and the police stop them and Shay say, yo, man, never pick your pocket. Then I say, no, she pick my pocket. It's not unlikely that I won't have to give Danai back. Like I have nothing to do with that. They're just on the bus. But the fact that you say unlikely to me implies not improbable or not impossible.
hmm
Like
hmm
it's possible,
hmm
but it's not likely. Why would they say that? Why? Why?
That's weird, right? Especially in this specific case.
Yeah,
So
it's not weird to
say
me.
okay, say they win.
Mhm.
The alleging party wins. What happens? Is it that they're
I don't know, but they say it's unlikely. I'm assuming that if they win, I'm assuming that if they
then where the
win,
shares come from? It's the issue, out of the issues. That's why specific. This line is where I was thinking around dilution
mhm.
because
Well, me
this
too. Yeah.
to me this is where the premise does not meet the conclusion, as far as I see it. Because if they do lose, then the shares come from, like, is it, are you saying the shares are there already, or are you saying, but then
But we
when
know
I
how many
read it,
shares exist already overall. That's not that's not up for
yeah,
debate.
but so is it that the fund manager would give those shares?
Well, the fund manager is who is facing the lawsuit. So the fund manager
And
may
then
be
who?
required to
Mm-hmm,
provide those shares, or the value of the shares.
mm-hmm,
I'm looking for a specific page. Well, yeah. So why? So the question then for the sharp minded would be immediately. So why are you telling me about this? Which I think leads me back to what you were just saying, that
it sounds like they would be, right? They would
it's
be, and
unlikely.
you can't tell me that. To me, you can't say that. You can't tell me that.
Why are you telling me about it at all? Remember, the section there in,
Exactly, you kind of have to, right? So you are a party in some way.
well, I don't know if you have to. I suspect
Mm-hmm.
I've chill session tomorrow with all the girl guys. I don't know. I'd rather I can speak.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In court or in a court, yeah. I was thinking about that, So the thing I'm thinking about, exactly that. It's but even like before even that, it's the they call it the option shares. So to me, that says, and that makes me think of the form in which the suing party is bringing that fall to them. So the suing party is saying we have option shares. We have a case where if it works out, we are issued shares in this thing, and and they even mention issue. So when it says unlikely, like, it feels like you can't actually say that. It sounds good. Mhm. Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like to me. So when you say, so to me, this is nice wordsmith three of And you can't actually like. But when I think of unlikely, as you say, it don't actually work like how the nice to me. It don't work out the nice phrasing of this. It's okay. So the company has a price to the paper provide option. But then they say, all right, you lose. Then if you were to say unlikely, then for me that's so you get paid the money, or you're more likely to pay the money because the if here, so it's not on that. It's again the premise and the conclusion. Not really shaking hands in my opinion. But
I think they're shaking hands very, very clearly. I think they're just not. They're just being said in a way that if you have more, as you know, if you have more understanding how these things actually work, you understand why it's included at all and what it implies.
Because the claim does affect the company, no matter which way we go around.
Does or does not?
Does.
No, not
Because
necessarily. It doesn't have to.
The claim
is on ownership of the company's shares. But that have nothing to do with it. Two people can own separate shares and have an agreement and then have a disagreement around the arrangement and sue each other. That has nothing to do with separate. The shares are just the currency.
That's the thing though. Again, which I mentioned earlier. Do I face dilution if the claim is being the claim the wording around the alleged document, whatever that caused all of this, right? So when I did say, when you writing up the thing, and the write-up was that this deal means you must issue shares of this company to me because you're in control of it in whatever way, so you can actually sign to say you will issue these shares when we according to our deal. That matters. Because they know
that doesn't
claim to you,
yeah, but that's not an agreement with the company. That's an agreement between me and
cool,
you.
You know.
It doesn't affect the company.
It doesn't affect but it affects owners of the company because that's dilution I can face here.
No, not that. No. So just going along the straight lines, it does not affect the company. I think in this case, and I'll be very careful because I haven't read it yet, so I don't want to say that. Let's see if they say who the equity fund managers actually are. I think they would have to say it because of the close link between the equity fund managers and equity. So there's something that I think will make it very, very clear, but I don't want to say it just yet without actually
confirmation.
We don't even need confirmation. I just need confirmation to say it publicly, just to avoid a lot of the headaches. Yeah, but I don't even need confirmation. I am not unsure. I'm not unsure. I'm very confident just from an understanding of
it. So you're saying that even if them lose, there's no dilution that can occur here?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
But then to me, that matters to me in a prospectus.
It should.
As somebody applying for so
it should, yeah.
So you may say do affect the company. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the company's operation. I'm talking about the company as a whole, as me as a shareholder looking to have a piece in that.
Okay. You as a shareholder,
it can affect me as somebody looking to buy into this thing.
It can. Yes, it can. Which I think is why it may have been included. I don't know. It's such a messy thing also that it raises so many questions that I suspect that maybe they would not have wanted to put in there. And so I then suspect that maybe they were required to put it in there.
I think so. I think that's how it's got to, yeah.
Because again, the entity that is listing is not facing any litigation. They're not being sued at all. Yeah. The manager is being sued. I think it's funny that they don't. All right, well, let me see something else.
They don't state anything wrong?
Well, I have not read it the way I would want to read these things properly, so I don't want to say they haven't stated it. I was looking for in the definition section for something specific about it must be in there somewhere. The true link between the equity fund managers and equity capital. I just because it's fresh to me and I've been so busy, I haven't been able to look specifically at it. So otherwise, I'd have just brought it up. So this entity here, in some way, shape, or form, under the finance and our legal rules, I suspect has a link here. And this thing here is a thing that's IPOing, right? And this thing here that I'm now covering is the thing that is the subject of the lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
No, you said from the perspective of a investing party, a prospective investor, somebody reading this thinking about, should I put my money in there? Should I consider it? When I'm making my consideration of my investment, I think yes. I mean, certainly, I'm looking at it, and you pointed out, the sharp one point site also. You see it, I see it, and the fact that it have me even talking so carefully means that it is something, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. But you see, that's the sort of thing. It's the sort of nuance that you don't want to have to explain when you're doing when you're listing something, you're doing an IPO. Yeah, everybody would love most prospectuses have this as at the date of this prospectus. The company is not involved in any litigation, arbitration, blah blah blah, and done.
I don't know if the rest.
No, you have this damn paragraph, and it's like Jesus, but not having it could raise further questions. And I don't know. I'm trying to find the simplest way to say.
For me, this is pretty material to me as an investor in the thing. It doesn't change. It doesn't change what's happening in terms of what is thing investing, but it changes
colors.
Yeah, who owns, how much them own, how much me own, what's my percentage in this thing. Yeah, it's one of the things I have to put up to us, because this is it's possible variability on the actual on the actual amount of shares, or just even who owns those shares. That's something you have to put up to us, right? So they can't go around. It's if this wasn't that part, if this thing wasn't happening, they tell us how much shares are there right now, who owns those shares. But then you tell me, oh, this thing happens, and that means if it goes in the way we don't want it to go, then the numbers they told me would change somewhere here. The names would change somewhere here.
But to be fair, they could also not lose the case. One.
Oh yeah, but it's that's the variability. It's not that
true.
Thing that it's they cannot tell me say, oh, we must win, man. He's not my bridging on the side. Isn't me? I say, yeah, but I'm a good man. Everything's sorted out. Me no say X, Y, Z never go so. It's we in court still. Yeah, you can't tell me it probably encourages a possibility of win or loss.
True. And also,
and they have the
to put further doubt on it. I played the good cop to your bad cop. They also, even if they lose, they don't necessarily have to lose and have to pay it all. And two, they don't necessarily have to pay it in the form of shares.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ifs there, right? There's a lot of ifs there. But there's a possibility, and then I was bringing in the reality where, if it was up to me, if I lost, why I'm looking for the link between the two is that if let's say, since I haven't brought up, I can't find it now. I'll go through it after. But let's say that they have, let's say that whoever controls the fund manager also controls the listing entity. Then I'd probably just vote. I can't say no. Well, wow. I'm thinking about it. You can't just vote to issue new shares. No, you need to have a reason. The reason can't be because that's like if I'm running GK. And my car crash. And so issue new shares so that I can pay for a new car. Can't really do that, right? Because how does that benefit shareholders? You have to act in the best interest of the shareholders.
So it's a matter of
exactly.
All right, cool. So we both want to compare, and Do you have to ask me?
In the financials that they probably have to say it, because it's almost certainly a related party. So they talk about the fee. I found this part interesting. Not overly interesting, but I just liked it. I like that it's that they're going for the same 2 and 20. When last you hear that?
Other day.
Yeah, right. Warren Buffett says.
I just said the same 2 and 20. Everybody do it.
Yeah. Everybody does it.
I find it funny how it works. Where everybody does it, and then when it's not, it's somebody trying to say I'm better because I'm not doing that. And you check it and they're not doing it. And they're doing the same thing. Not different.
Who not doing it though? All of them do it. Everybody do it. Who they do it?
Literally everybody. So it's a thing they do, and then somebody will come with this new structure, or we charge less because
Sagicor
is so bad. But we still
Sagicor is probably the only one who didn't do it.
I wasn't talking locally. I'm talking everywhere.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, I
know
locally,
how,
yeah.
I know how fund managers abroad talk about 220 when they're not doing 220.
Yeah. Yeah. When I hitting those evil 220 fees, what's your fee? 1.8 and 19.
But boss, you're doing here.
Or is 0 and 10. And hey, it is what it is. For anybody who lost what we're talking about, the fees, so like the listed company, assume that it lists, will incur a fee of 2% of the total value of its assets every year. That's just a bill. And then any net profit that they make above the previous year's earnings, above a hurdle rate, they get 20% of that. In other words, them get a small amount for managing the thing every month. Well, I don't know if it's a small amount. They get a 2% of whatever the value of the fund is for managing the fund every year. And if they manage a fund well and it makes a lot more money, then there's, after a certain point, they also get 20% of the lot more money that they get. In other words, it should be incentive based. So it incentivizes them to manage the fund really well, to grow the fund really well. So that they can pay it out.
That is interesting, because it's, so how I use it 220, it's 2% management fee and 20% profit, no matter what the profits are. For them to say above that
hurdle rate.
The hurdle, so how they do the hurdle, so, and sometimes when I say hurdle, the hurdle is on just the thing, just the performance, not necessarily beat it. It isn't above how much we beat the next thing by, the last thing by. So it isn't, we made 2 million last year, and we need to make 2 million plus this amount above 2 million, plus another 1 million more to get 20% of the $1 million more. It's usually 20%. The profit is thing there, and say okay, so the profit is your fund 2% of the fund, and so the thing grew by 50%. The fund grew by 50%, and our hurdle rate is 9%. So everything above 9%, we take 20 of that.
Well, I think that's kind of what they do. I think they just also made the hurdle rate floating. They made the hurdle rate floating, right?
No. So the thing here, they say, go back to it. It says
I won't go back.
They have to beat last year's profit, and then the hurdle rate is on top of last year, on top of the beating of that profit.
Did they say that?
That's why I read it just now, but you're scrolling.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll go back in a moment. I don't know if they said that. I know Mayberry does that. I know Mayberry does
it, which is
well, it's not common.
I know Mayberry does it, not common, but they're doing that. That's why I say it's not common. Usually, it's the hurdle rate is on just the performance of the fund, and the fund doesn't necessarily have to beat last year by X, and then the hurdle rate applies. It's just the hurdle is the hurdle.
Yeah, Mayberry Zone is actually, I like Mayberry Zone in that it's.
Well, this is like Mayberry Zone then, isn't it?
No. Mayberry Zone is even better. Mayberry Zone is that, and I'm paraphrasing, but if we make a loss, we don't get that again until we make profit. Getting higher than like we have to bring it back to where it was, and then we can start counting again. No, I don't know if I don't know anybody else that does that on the market, at least. Nobody else pins themselves that way. Nobody else pins themselves that way. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but I certainly don't think QWI does that.
Performance shield also equal
for
20% of the net profit above the prior year's earnings adjusted for a floating hurdle rate, 9-month DOJ, blah, 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 blah.
And then that's it, right?
Subject to so it's 20%
above the hurdle rate.
No, it's 20% of the net profit above the prior year's earnings adjusted for a floating hurdle rate. That's ambiguous unless I don't know how to work it exactly.
Oh no, okay. So it's 20% above.
You make 1 million this year, and you make 1.5 next year. Then it's the 0.5 is where you start looking at 20%. But then the hurdle rate comes in, it has to beat it has to beat last year's profit by the hurdle.
Oh, that's nice. If that's right, that's nice. Okay, so that's not bad. That's not bad.
Well,
in other words, you're required to. Is that we're pushing you to make every year better and better. Every year needs to be better. If you did 100 last year, this year you did 150. Next year, the starter mark starts at 150, not 100.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. So it pushes you to continuous growth.
No, man. Yes, I agreed.
There's again, more there, but I don't want to turn it into
exactly. But yeah, it is too much on the thing that's pretty boring actually for most people. So yeah.
But I like it. I like that it's happening. I like that it's happening. I like that more of this is happening. And it's kind of like what I bet you after this ideas. I bet you after this you see a reworking of. I want to see you see a reworking of Kintyre, but you can't even really.
You're not gonna know that.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they have the assets in a similar way. They don't have maybe the same quality of assets right now, but they have assets that they can do that with. But I'd like to see it. I'm just happy to see it. And this is Karim doing it purely almost, right? Anybody else who is like a First Rock kind of does the same thing or did the same thing? It's almost like a First Rock, a smaller First Rock. You learn from them as First.
What do you mean same thing?
First Rock kind of is the same thing at IPO, no? First Rock is kind of on.
What's the thing? Define that for me.
The First Rock and this are kind of the same thing. First Rock and equity, like we think of First Rock as First Rock real estate, but
okay, thank you. Okay, yeah. I mean, everything. It's a company, the manager, and like Cygnus in a way.
It's a holding company. Cygnus is also kind of another one. Not kind of another one. Not kind of another one. It is the other one, but Cygnus is in such a high class. Yeah, man.
I mean, I own it.
Yeah. Cygnus has set it, but it's the same thing. Same thing here, right? I don't really own it. I just manage it, but I also own it. The only difference, in fact, that's a conceptually the only difference with Cygnus credit, whatever, SCI, JMD, and USD, I would say is that the Cygnus group has not necessarily bothered to own too much of Cygnus credit. Yeah. But again, you know, why own your wallet? I just need to control my wallet. I don't need to own it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep down this, and I'll have to. Yeah, I don't want to go too deep down it, but I'm happy to see it on its own. I'm happy to see it happening. I'm happy to see it. I'm also happy for the JSC that, I mean, it's another listing. That's always a good thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's always a good thing. And did you work out, when you're looking at it, did you work out like what the post-split number looks like?
For the thing there? For the shares, it's 1 to 167.
1.6? That's what you said?
1 to 167. So 167 times 430 something thousand.
167 to 1?
Yeah.
Oh. How much of 437,500 work out to?
167 times that.
Yeah.
I don't do
No, I wondered if you had done it already. That's 27.9 mil. 27.9 million units.
What did I do?
It's a nice little chunk. If not more.
What do you mean? 22? 167? 167?
Sorry. I multiplied 167, but this is actually 467,500, right? By what? Oh, wow. Okay, 78 million units.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
78? Wait. Well.
I multiplied 467,500.
Oh, 437. I don't know why I have 438 in my head. 437,500, yeah.
437,500. Sorry, I had 467. So it's 73 million units. 73.06.
Yeah.
25. Okay. That does change. That increases the threat greatly. Yeah.
So yeah.
Good strategy on their part to quote it in the pre-split numbers. Then also they have a good board. I agree that strategy. Smart strategy.
It's good marketing.
Yeah, good marketing. Shout out Dr. King. I still haven't seen the thing I know I'm looking for. I'm sure like when BrickTalk done, I'll see it immediately. For Note 5. Related party balances. There we go. Due to a related party. So the fact that the Equity Capital Fund Managers Limited is listed as a related party tells us something, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Even if saying that, even if you don't own shares, yeah, that's a material contract, right?
True. Yeah, it is a material contract, and you do have control over the operations of the fund, and then the fact that the thing in question is ownership of a significant part of the fund is definitely related. I wonder if you could even abstract it away. I could think of a way to abstract it away. It's another conversation for another time, but
What do you mean?
Not on BrickTalk. We're bored the people enough as it is. So yeah, yeah. So it's nice to have this option in the market.
There's a bit here. I think people like this one because the IPO. There's a certain excitement around it that they want to hear everything about it, every little thing, and you're forgetting the little nitty gritties used to go in on the old earnings seasons when an IPO drop. And people say, "Oh, we never read that, read and I never understand that little part." This is one of those things that people just never get and will get.
True. But that is the tangent I want to go down about.
I want to read it, so this is good.
Yeah, I haven't read it properly yet myself, and I wouldn't mind reading it.
To me, it's a lot of people won't read it.
Most people
so they
won't
get this part because this won't be this, or they won't hear this part of the conversation this way.
True. Well, let me cap that to say, I think that they've mentioned the thing because they're doing their, it's not due diligence, but their fiduciary duty. The managers of the fund are doing a fiduciary duty, and I think from a practical perspective, it's very likely that if there is some risk there, even a partial risk, it is possible that that partial risk could find itself either not on the company, but it could affect how the company is managed. and what the company does or faces or puts forward to its shareholders in the future. Like you say, in simple terms, there is the threat of possible dilution. Unlikely, but possible.
Again, that's the thing I want to say. Where's the unlikely to come from for you? Of it not happening?
I think if
how do they determine that for me?
Yeah, you can't say anything. No, you can't lock me up for unlikely. that's where I think it comes from.
Yeah,
no, that's where I think it comes from.
That's what I think. Okay, thank you. It's not necessarily like they're not saying it to me. They're not saying anything necessarily on the likelihood of the lawsuit directly. Like they can't say me nobody else. I'm not gonna lose, or I'm unlikely to lose. I'm just saying.
They can say. I could see very well them saying, "Yo, we mentioned it in our prospectus, and we didn't even have to, but we mentioned it in our prospectus." So that's that. Yeah.
You should thank us.
Yeah, I'm doing this for you. Yeah. I do this for you. I do this for you. I like that they put a timeline to it. It's unlikely to even be. Well, there's that word again. Unlikely. To be even put in front of the courts before 2027. Banking on the slowness of the court system. It's I'm surprised that I don't see front and center though the direct link between these two entities. And again, to be fair, it may be in here, and I simply haven't seen it.
Read it.
Yeah, I read it, but where I would expect it to be as front and center as that thing. Yeah, I would expect it to be as front and center as that thing. It can even be a simple line, the equity fund managers are the equity fund manager is a company owned and controlled by XYZ. That's what I would expect. And there's Equity Capital Fund Management USA LLC. Bottom line is I'm happy to see it on the market now. Yeah, I'm happy to see it. I wondered also if like this page, saw a page listing Kadena as CEO. So I noticed it like it doesn't mention any of that here. Doesn't even mention his board membership on Dollar, I believe. BSc from Mobecom College, Frankfurt School of Finance, Germany, exec cert in PE and VC from HBS from Harvard Business School. And he has a strong board, and he's a Greenchill kid. Shout out to him for that. But no mention of his other board memberships, right? I found that weird because so many of the others, like you have the great Marcus Steele here, and he's mentioned all the things he's on, including his proven board memberships and so on.
Kadine's last name exactly, please.
Say that again?
I want Kadine's exact last name.
Mears, M-A-I-R-S.
Okay, cool. No, man, continue.
You thought it was Mir?
That was funny. Interesting that somebody else's name Mir there. So
I think they're related. I took it for granted that they were related, but I didn't bother to read it. Oh yeah, this really. All right, well, I'll come back to it in a second.
Mir and she's Mir.
I'll come back to it in a second. This I wondered. This page. Does this page tell you that Kadine Mears is CEO of Equity Fund Managers? Look at it. From the manager is a new section.
Yeah.
I need to say who the lawyer is. Who's their legal representative? Who's the lawyer? This is good. Also, yo, you kind of want this from a VC? you kind of want this from a VC.
That's not the thing.
Yeah, man. Oh wow. Directors are paid. Pinnacle, Miracle, Company Incorporated, wholly owned subsidiaries. Goodwill, property. It could be a one line. They are definitely not doing it for this, but that I bet you. I'm gonna go back to that section. I bet you that. I bet you that. I bet you that's what that thing says. So Shadi, you're saying this is what you're mentioning before. Shadi Mir versus Kadeen Mears. This is what you're mentioning, Danai? Kadeen Mears versus Shadi Mir.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's illegal. Victor Drum. I don't know if listen, Victor Drum, shout out to you if you're the one who put together a little bit. But I like that though. I like this just this page because that's what it says. It doesn't say it, but you could say we'll put it in there. It's not. The manager, like everything here on screen is about the manager, and
it goes whichever way.
And it's right there. It will show you who the CEO of the entity is.
But we said, but we didn't say whichever way.
Yeah, this is good. You're right. This is sort of depth that
options trading, by the way.
Say that again.
Options trading.
That this is what it is.
This is options trading.
It is, isn't it? It is.
Invest two-way.
Yeah. It is options trading. Yeah, hedge your bets. And pull a fee. Why not? Here's the thing. I don't want people view this in a bad way. Meaning, this is business. This is what we want. You want Jamaica to grow. You want Jamaica to do certain thing. Like this is what it is. This is what it looks like. This is how it looks. And also the pressure is here, right? There's also a 2% fee here to help ease some of that pressure, but the pressure is there nonetheless. Yeah, this is this is good. I like the setup. I do like the setup. I like the setup a lot. Yeah, I guess what we're doing tomorrow session. I'll talk to the girl guys about my own investing thoughts on it. But yes, great, especially in this. So first post Melissa IPO, and I also think that it has within it a couple of implications for future IPOs, right? Some of the companies that they have look like they could be listed on their own. Yeah.
But the point of this, right?
Exactly.
Get the rest out.
Especially when you look at this, like, they're coming off the high of what I like for this is that you can see the impact of what one of the portfolio companies listing looks like. Right? You see the impact of what one of the portfolio companies listing looks like. 2022 is the year that they're that dollar listed. And so it's it's the best year ever. If they list one of their portfolio companies, same thing can happen again, right? So another good year to beat if you have one of them listing, and I think a lot of them look listable. As I said, them look very listable. Yeah, shout out to them for doing it. Shout out for them for doing it. And also, he's from Grange-Hill, one of the places that Melissa decimated. So it's good to know that somebody from Grange-Hill can make a whole heap of money to pump it right back into the same community. Yeah. Yeah. So jumping out of that, you have MD Link, closer to listing. I like that. Elite Concepts. That's like I call them like the main event of Mobe. Pinnacle Insurance Brokers. Johnston Real Estate. People love real estate, so that's it. And of course, M24 is an actual going like it is a cambio. So yeah, love it. Lovely to see a listing. And the first one post Melissa.
I
Anyway.
like that it's so Melissa.
Me too.
It's the market goes on. And it's not the market goes on, and you know how much of a good thing that is. It's start business because things mash up. Not understanding that it does more negative impact.
Exactly.
You don't want people to not be able to have jobs and do work after the thing happens.
That's when you need it the most, actually.
We need to get things back to normal as soon as possible. So
exactly.
as much things as possible operating as normal, then the better.
Yeah. And under our own power. That's very important. Like we have to be the ones to do it ourselves. Very, very important that we're the ones who
yes,
that earn the money. You literally can't be giving it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The give no go so far, no?
Yeah, it doesn't go very far at all. Other big news: the GNAC. You weren't here last week for the GNAC acquisition. What do you think about it? Share price flying from the start of the month till now, up 23%.
It's a kind of acquisition already, but it is. Eh? So
Well, it is an acquisition, no?
It is. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, GNAC buying. It don't happen yet. That's the thing that's funny to me.
Yeah, I get you.
They're in there. It's just we don't reach that part there yet. The GNAC though is not owned by GNAC just yet, but setting up for it.
Yeah, their intention to. Yeah. Well, not set. Well, true. In the same way, true. Setting up to, but it's gonna happen. Mustn't bought it.
Yeah. And then even give intention and all of that. So it, as I don't happen already, it literally don't happen. Meaning it's not under a GNAC incompetent office books.
But it is under their parent company, Mussins.
Yes, sir. And we're ready to do the deal properly, fully.
Who you think is gonna be the broker for that deal? Like that's the extra profit. Who you think?
I want knee-jerk say Mayberry because
no.
They have a nice take.
But I don't. It's not a trick question. No, it's Mussins.
Oh no. Oh, broker.
Who you think is gonna be the broker for the movement of Beacon from Mussins to GNAC? Must be Epley.
Broker? What do you mean, broker? Epley have a thing?
Epley is a broker, no? Epley, not Epley fund managers, you know. Unless I have it wrong.
Epley have a thing, bro. Security certificate.
No, man.
Unless
I have it wrong.
They're not a member dealer, at least. They might have a security certificate. I don't believe so.
No, I'm talking about member dealer. I could be wrong. You're right. I could be wrong.
I don't think they have a security certificate. Actually, can just check.
Exactly. I mean,
is FSC.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely wrong.
I think it's wishful thinking.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah. Or maybe not. But Apple fund managers.
I want him now.
Apple fund managers can.
Apple have fund managers. Apple fund managers is just fund managers. They don't. It's not public funds or in a certain thing.
I'm not for the public. I'm talking about.
They don't have a dealer certificate. They're not a company dealer. They're not an investment dealer.
You sure?
Sure. They have the VC something, the VC classification something.
Mm-hmm.
You get the different tracks. They don't have a thing there.
All right.
I'll send you the thing there. I'll send you the list.
What I'm thinking of is whole like an extra 2 or 3%.
They do private asset management of them and them people.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah,
but that's not that if you can do private asset management of you and your family. Meaning
that's all I meant to know. I'm just thinking.
It can be they're not a broker.
No, I'm thinking of.
You mean broke? You mean
broker the deal? 2% off the top of it hits my books.
So sorry, bro. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking in IPO. I'm sorry. I'm so
sorry.
No.
I don't care about that. No. If that happens, that's great.
IPO. Yeah, no. I'm in IPO mode because it's dollar. So the equity. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, no. But no, I say broker. My immediate thought goes to that.
That's what I'm saying. The fund management.
100%, bro. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, bro. I'm so sorry.
So I'm thinking 1-2% of the deal hitting Apple's books.
No, I was
straight
still
cash. Yeah, straight. I know you're still in the mind. I really want to have the equity conversation like properly. So maybe after that. But yeah, but Apple is the I expect. I don't know. Yeah. I just expect a good chunk to hit.
To me, it makes sense. It's like they're the start of that work out the deals how it need to go.
Exactly.
So to me, 100%.
Yeah. Or 2%, but it's all cash hit Apple, and what Apple books already look like. Yeah, they have a nice little hurdle from last year to go hit almost a billion in profit last year.
Mm-hmm.
What did they do last year? 900 million. 911 million.
How much was the year before?
That last year was their greatest year ever. The year before was 500 million. 507 million. Yeah.
I have to look at them properly.
Yeah. This is I mean, how much are you buying it for? I think it was known 32 billion is the gross premium. There was a cost. There was a certain amount. There was a like we can dig it up and find the amount. But the point is, I'm looking at a piece going to Apple, and of course I'm biased. I'm an Apple shareholder, but it's just because I have the shares sit on from how long, which quietly has become one of my strongest cap gains because I buy them and let them sit. So that's one stroke in the column of the quote unquote long termers. Look at what they've done, and look at they've been very clear, which create a leading Caribbean insurer. Beacon Insurance is not a small company in Trinidad. It's also have a proper presence in Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and of course Trinidad and Barbados. And then GNAC already has a presence in Trinidad and Barbados, and all of these going under one. And then I think about it, these guys, or is it the Mussons at the top level? These guys also have 50% of that insurance company with GK Canopy. They have created like a proper insurance. I don't know if it's a behemoth yet, but they have made a proper insurance group. Yeah, they've gotten you got
a wicked footprint.
Yeah, man. Insurance requires scale, and they've just gotten the scale.
Yep.
I think about that, and I think GK Finance also gave themselves quite a bit of scale.
How much?
Both of them share that big entity, that canopy. How is that going to go?
So what I think about here, so I always thought wondered around it because they say insurance needs scale. Like, how much? Like, does GK write for them?
Does GK write for who?
For Tine.
GNAC?
Yeah. Are they a part of GK's scale? How we do this deal? We have this thing together on one side. So I'm almost certain in my mind GK does it for Canopy. So why not just extend the hand further?
Yeah. So what?
It helps you because you want to be at that, unless you're big enough to step up above me. But they aren't. Right? I don't know they aren't, but I think
I don't know. It's two sides of the same thing. That to me that look ripe for a merging. You know,
a marriage.
Yeah, and it could. It is one. It rarely happens. It could be a marriage of equals.
Well, equals with
on the insurance side, of course. All right, if you're thinking this, you're thinking GNAC and Beacon, nice footprint in St. Kitts, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Dominica, Barbados, Trinidad, and obviously Jamaica, right? Those last ones being the major markets, right? And the footprint in Jamaica is GNAC, but it's also Canopy. I'm talking from the Mussins, like the House of Mussins. On the GK side, they bought all of Scotia Eastern Caribbean, so they have the same footprint in the same sort of places.
Yeah, I think are the same side. You don't think GK bigger?
GK's insurance side. I could look it up, and if I had more time, I probably would look it up. But I see it as equals.
I should look it up. I don't know.
GK has the same sort of footprint.
My thought is GK probably bigger.
Why do you think GK is bigger? They bought Scotia Insurance Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah.
Cool. But let's say the Beacon is about the same size.
You sure? That's the thing.
No, I'm not sure.
That's the thing I'm not sure. And I immediately, my thought is that Beacon is Scotia is larger.
Scotia Eastern Caribbean? Why? Why would it be larger though?
Because a bank. The actual bank owned is Scotia. They can do a lot there. They have the scale to do
Scotia Insurance. I don't think so. I think it was just.
But they have Scotia. That I mean, there's a lot that can fall. Having the group structure, you can do a lot more and do a lot more. You can do a lot. You actually have the scale to push it and be cheap and all them things.
Beacon had the scale to. Beacon is not a small. It wasn't a small company, you know.
I know that, but I don't know actually. I need to check it, but. My thought is that GK has a because just on the Scotia thing, and everything else that it did.
You say that, and you're making me want to check. You know, I'll see if I can. Let's use a easy measure from MMJA. So on the side of MMJA, I'd love to show for this, but in time. What I'd look for is the. What did it say? I'd look for the. Well, let's see. Thinking now about that, which one is bigger. So in my mind, I finished off what I was saying in my mind that on the GK side, did we lose Danai?
I'm there.
Okay, cool. I thought like on or something. On the
it's funny, half of the road now, like I'm hoping the rest will happen. It's gone. It's left twice today. So
a shout out to the JPS guys working. I'm hoping that the 2 times he lost it today was because they were shutting it down so more people could get.
Well, these guys have not gotten it back, so it's in my list. And I heard the explosion down, so sound like something went on.
Or something going on. Yeah, fingers crossed. Let me see. And if they break it down, well, let them must.
The premiums.
You could just look at premium. I mean, yeah, I can look at the you could just look at the segment report. But I'm wondering if they also break it down by location and market. Hold on.
I really thought I lost life. Not life. I thought I lost internet just now.
Me too for a second. Maybe it did, and it brought it back in.
Oh, you didn't put I thought or something?
I didn't cut it at all. I just saw you there, and I brought it back in.
I didn't lose internet. That means I lost it for not long enough to lose connection.
Hopefully, the digital guys are working also.
I hope digital guys are working because I'm not giving in bad ads.
Yeah.
The other guys have not been treating me nicely. I've been having to use them since digital have not been treating me nicely. So.
Digital, please help him out. Link up and help him out.
Somebody else said something very interesting.
What's that?
The rich man himself. Any talks about JBG trading at his 52-week low.
Ooh,
I don't know if he means any talks, but
are any thoughts?
Yeah, he's saying if we have any thoughts there.
I mean, I think we know what the biggest deal is in GK. You again have to shout out once again. Homeboy there who's really gunning for Journalist of the Year. Dashan Hendricks. Yeah, man. You read the bit on did you read the bit on JBG? I think Jamaica Brothers put out a notice a few hours ago, and I suspect that it's as a result of that article why they put it out. I suspect it's as a result of that article why it was put out at all. I think it was JBG in trouble again is the name of it, or Broilers in trouble again, something like that. I think it was. Let's see. I'm gonna try and find it. One sec. JBG. That's me being tired. Crisis there. I just saw it. Crisis deepens at.
He does start JGB again.
Yeah. That's me being tired. Sorry. JBG crisis deepens. This article. I mean, just it reminded me when I used to read these articles when I was younger and growing up. Just useful to the point. Numbers in there, but tied in well. Like the numbers aren't there for no reason, right? They use the numbers, they use the points from the financials, and then they bring it back. It was a great article. Yeah. It's a great article. Of course, if you read the financials, you already knew it when it came out. But yeah, how much billion they lost? Well, like how they went through it. I'm hoping whoever wrote this, assuming it's Dashan that wrote it because his name is at the top. This is the kind of writing that is needed. Well done in terms of putting it forward. Very fact-based, very straightforward. And the hit is the hit. Jamaica Broilers taking that hit. The hit is the hit. The hit, and the hit, you saw what the hit was? So the audited.
And then what do you mean?
The hit to their financial, yeah, man. The loss, they finally put out the audited numbers, 7.2 billion loss.
7.2 billion, yeah.
Massive.
Bro.
Massive.
Imagine if finally make it and lose 7 billion, bro.
Massive. And then the article highlighted something that I thought was good. Again, if you read the financials, it's there, but there are more people are gonna read the article than the financials.
It's the part people don't read, right? It's the part people don't read.
Exactly.
That's what I saw. So I opened the financials and I saw that. I have it open here to go back to.
Yeah.
But that was big. They investigated it on board. Not like how we usually do them kind of investigation, basically.
Yeah, kind of, right? So it called
which where the auditor have to get up and say, hey,
how come the communication arm is out? The communication piece, right?
It's What would you say the auditor is saying there?
I'm looking for it to quote it. In a rare move, PwC issued a qualified opinion on the financial statements. The qualification stems from the firm's inability to obtain sufficient evidence regarding the completeness of the accounting irregularities, as the company's internal investigation did not include certain forensic electronic communication searches ordinarily expected given the circumstances. And again, that's a direct quote, right? I think that alone, I can understand is eyebrow raising. Yeah, and bear in mind, we haven't. Like, this is the first point since the whole thing came out that we actually have an idea about what actually has happened. Yeah, so it spoke about like this. Another thing that I know a lot of people have seen for the first time is where they talk about what exactly was kind of done, right? What was actually done, which is the let me find it and show you. Yeah. Detailed financial report reveal how the company's US operations artificially boosted its financial health. Yeah, essentially, essentially, the division overstated the value of its assets, claiming its live chickens and stockpiles of feed and grain were worth far more than they truly were. At the same time, it failed to record certain debts, understating how much it truly owed. And to conceal those actions, the division recorded essentially fictional transactions in its books.
Bro.
Erase a cumulative 22 billion from the cumulative historic profits, known as retained earnings.
That's shareholder.
Yeah, that's definitely a chill session. I'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. Because I know the thing, the words I want it's
yeah. That is massive to me. And then shout out to Dashan. Shout out to Dashan. It's a great article. An article like this could be very boring, could be very eye-wateringly boring. Shout out to Dashan for writing it in a way that maybe I'm biased now, but that many people can understand. And it's still I hear raising whatever, but yeah, this is like I said, I always make noise. I always make noise about
it. You know that one is this is the thing that most people gloss over. They'll not see this because you know recheck reports, we check the profit line and go on business. And
exactly.
Then if imagine the ones before where this we miss everything else around it. We're here now.
Yeah. So like he read and wrote the article primarily on the whole thing, but going is so far down going down here says where him start. He wrote an article on this page 78. This is what he wrote the article on. Like going through all of that, laying it out, and there's a whole lot more that could be included. So from my perspective,
retain just retain earnings. You think about those assets,
that's profit that was written off. 22 billion from retained earnings is profit. Remember, profit after revenue and
I think it was profit is just it's just and then it's on the value of the assets. Oh, this valued XYZ. If you're overstated, that's more than just the profits were wrong. That's the assets were wrong.
They restated the revenue from 92 billion down to 871 million. 92 billion.
Bro.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
This is to me, this is just a shift in how JBG is seen. Just immediately, right? And I don't mean like optics of a company. I mean, what is JBG? What is the US arm of JBG? Think of how we spoke about it, just on their reporting of it.
I'm sorry. Give me a moment to be petty. Give me a moment to be petty. I told you I was right. I was right. And it's I'm talking to one specific person from 3-4 years ago. I told you so. No, I didn't tell anybody that this was happening. I didn't know anything about this either. But this literally just off what that I just said about, think about how the US how it makes the concept, how we think of, US operations and company, and JBG being a massive thing that it was.
I was thinking about that, but yes, but I'm thinking truly think of how we described JBG and what they said they were. Oh, the largest in the hatchery.
They had the most laying eggs. They controlled the broiler eggs, the eggs that actually go on to become chickens. In America. They control, from what my understanding of how they described it. Yeah, was that they control. Remember, I used to say, yo, how did America even make that happen? But that's how America is, right? You can come in and a company can do that.
Think about this. Think about this now. Are they that? Were they that?
That's why the law has. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Because if the biological assets were overstated, I want to say I think that there would have been, because I think that statement at the time was made because of the acquisitions that they had done. So like, we have acquired, like, if you put these 6 or 3 companies together, like this company is the biggest in this region, and this company is the biggest in this region, this company is biggest in this region, and we acquired all 3 of them. So we are the biggest. I think that's the basis was said on at the time. But yeah, no.
So you say, but yeah. Guess it's not actually. And 92. You go from 92 billion to almost a billion.
To less than 1 billion.
Less than 1 billion. Like, what a lie, right? Like, how do you keep that going?
I think maybe I'm reading it wrong, right? I'm reading it wrong? No, revenue is higher. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading it wrong. Revenue is higher. So this is the restatement line. This is all the restatement, but this line is what it was. So it was 92.9. Okay, that also changes the picture. 92.9 billion.
Okay, bro, you're
with an extra 871 million. So now we're restating. We're adding an extra 871 million. See, sorry guys. Remember, in addition to not buying or selling anything, we say I can't see for Danai, but sometimes I'm done. Yeah, man. So I was wrong. So the revenue is actually higher. Yeah. So that means that this was missing. 871 million was missing.
I was reading it wrong as well. I was reading everything on the restatement versus this is a restatement line.
Yeah, I was reading it as a comparison. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So on the right is what the true restatement is.
Look at total comprehensive. Add on. That's subtracted. 9 billion.
9 billion in comprehensive income. Wow.
Oh, we made almost $1 billion more, but then cost of sales was 11 billion higher.
Cost us. And
then everything will start wipe out below that line.
Yeah, net profit moved from 6 billion to negative 9 billion.
No, stop.
Sorry, again, yeah. Sorry. No. Well, net profit moved from 6 billion and then a negative 9 billion gets put on it.
Jump on.
Sorry, before tax, 10 billion.
I mean, the real hit is the cost of sales, right there.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
That means wow.
We can talk about this.
Remind me of that
later. Yeah. Guys, remember you can always join in. You can send a speaker request. We can talk about anything else you want, any other company that you want to talk about. Wow. A shout out to Dashan. Yeah, another great article, and there's another one I'd read before that. Yeah, another great article. I like the quality of the financial reporting. Good, bad and ugly. You've seen good headlines. Wonderful.
I remember speaking to Dashan once. It was after we had an all angles conversation with around finance Twitter become emerging and those the conversations around it. I remember that conversation because he spoke to me about something that just not something a lot of people speak about around certain events in the market. Also, of course, it was the big event one of the big events in the market at the time that brought finance Twitter forward because everybody's investing, IPO craze, and it's the market finally, the best market in the world around that, and he's spoken about something there, and that was interesting because I never heard it before then. I heard of it afterwards, of course, different lights, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I know you're talking about. We can definitely talk about that off air too.
Off air conversation.
Yeah. But I mean, bottom line is, I like the quality of our reporting happening now. It's good, especially for an issue like this. This article specifically on JBG, hot button on an issue like this. I think it's well done. I think it's well done. The numbers make sense. That they're used in the places where they should be. Yeah, this carries back to English B class in high school.
How do you think of JB going forward? Because we're in a problem. Usually, how I usually think of these things is, even especially around the Melissa thing, it's all right. We have the things that
$18. Sorry.
Yeah, man, it's heavy, bro. Heavy think. Did you see the best tweet of the day? The tweet of the day?
No, I have not. I haven't really been looking on Twitter.
Bro, I can't believe it. Yeah, I know you love that one, though, man.
I was share it to the space, and let the people see. I didn't realize it was at 18.
I will not share that to the space. I'll share it.
Okay.
Check your
Thank you. Wow. 18. Listen, I caught myself from many growers over the past few years. Do you think Jamaicans are going to stop eating chicken tomorrow? No. Yo, and at the back end of this, Melissa happened. No, hold on. To their credit, I think I saw some things. Have they said that Melissa had any effect on them? They also put out their first quarter results today. I remember reading something as if they have not had any impact from Melissa, any major impact. Did I say that? Did I speak to it in the restatement? Did I speak to it in the subsequent event? No subsequent event. We're telling you, subsequent events are actually it's kind of required under the finance rules right now. Kind of every company kind of has to speak to it, no?
What do you mean?
Under the finance rules, I believe every company has to speak to Melissa because it is, without question, a major subsequent event to the quarter.
So me see too, especially something like that, right? Chicken. Yeah.
It'll be noticeable if it's not. It's noticeable if it's not spoken to.
I mean, Melissa we report the amount of chickens that died. So even if it's that to me, it would have to be here for them at least, at most. they are the guys that would speak to this kind of thing.
I could be wrong. I'm not an accountant, but I believe under the IFRS, everybody has to, even if it's to say, even if your business have nothing to do with this, you still have to say that this event happened and so we're okay, or we're not okay and we're still looking, we're still doing our assessment or whatever.
I think you said today. You said put out a notice today.
Yeah, but this, they also put this out yesterday. So
yeah, man, I want to the today thing because you said it and I was never really We never connected that conversation.
Yeah, I read Dashan's writing, but I'm not trying to make the stories, bro. Let's see what they said today. So they did put something out a few hours ago. 18.
Yeah, man. You think it done?
I'll reserve comments for that for off air, but I don't think we're gonna stop eating chicken anytime soon. So this is the notice that they put out today. 2 notices. So I was saying that I think this is almost certainly as a result of Dashan's article. One, the company has adopted the asset revaluation method outlined in the 2024-25 audited statements. The revaluation exercise has been completed and resulted in a significant positive change to the company's stockholder equity, of course. The updated figures will be published in December 2025, of course. And they thank our financial partners for their support standing with us throughout the season, of course. I mean, it's the tough times that you know who's on your side. So, yeah. Company statement. We acknowledge the auditor's inclusion of a material uncertainty paragraph which reflects the challenges encountered within the company's U.S. operations during that year. Important to emphasize. So you want me to read it, or you want me to read it how I read it?
Yeah, read how you read it. The
okay.
short version works well.
The delay in one of the things mentioned in Dashan's article was that they being JBG, because of this hit, would now have a breach of some of their of their debt covenants, their debt covenants, right? The bond covenants. You know, what's the simple version of that? If you have this money, certain things you can do, certain things you should allow your numbers to reach a certain level, and their numbers obviously have reached that level. So they've breached. They've been I think the term that he used also like that he used it. I think he used because of the training articles. A technical default, I think is what he said. Yeah, technical default. This technical default can allow lenders to demand immediate repayment. I don't know if it can because I don't know the terms of the debt, but that is not an unusual thing that is the outcome of defaulting on your bond. Okay, yeah, you break the bond covenants, you usually have terms around demanding it early. So it's a 10-year bond, but you broke the covenant in year 2. We want our money now. Companies can change ownership that way. It's a great way to get companies to change ownership. And it's a threat. There's a lot that happens in the business space. Of that bonds can be powerful.
No, check the Twitter today.
No, let me finish. I don't. How can the devil rule me? I'm not even looking at that window.
That's also funny.
I'm looking at that. I'm not looking at that window. Long-term portion under IFRS rules, absence of a waiver letter or breach. Okay. The delay in completing the audit meant that the company's lenders were unable to provide waiver letters to the company. Oh, so that implies that the company's lenders, this implies that the lenders, that they know that the lenders would be giving waiver letters. This delay was occasioned by the complexity of the review to correct the financial results for multiple years, which took significant time and resources to complete, no doubt. Under the rules, the absence of a waiver letter for a breach of a loan covenant at reporting date requires a reclassification of the related debt from non-current to a current. Therefore, the long-term portion of the company's debt has been reclassified to due within a year, which resulted in current liabilities being reported at 34.6, of course. Yeah, and so of course that means that you're definitely in breach. This is a
like how we said it's the companies, you know, they talk very nicely. It's like
they're doing that to weed out the people. They're doing that to weed out the people who get bored.
It's also it's like they're trying to give me some reassurance. Right? Don't worry, it's not that the debt was moved. It's not that the debt is due now. You know, it's just that we have to do these things. This is just how the rules work. It's not to go that. No, man, we have to write it that way. It's not due today. It just has to be put there.
Unlikely.
Indeed.
Management has been in constant communication with our lenders, and while waiver letters had not yet been issued at year end, the discussions remain constructive and ongoing. All right, so if I'm reading this how I think they want me to read it, the year ended. We didn't know that we were in breach because we were doing our extended audit. And so there's nothing, we can't officially go to our lenders and say, hey, we are in breach, to give us a waiver. And maybe you can, but maybe maybe you choose not until you know where you stand. And I know that we know where we stand, we're talking to them. But because we know where we stand and it's after the financial year ended, then we have to reclassify the thing, which is saying that we are in breach now. So we are now in constant communication with our lenders. And even though they have not, waiver letters had not yet been issued at year end, the discussions remain constructive and ongoing.
Nice yet, bro. Not yet.
The discussions remain constructive and ongoing.
Constructive.
Okay. We expect these matters to be resolved in a manner that supports the group's forward plans. Okay. The external auditors of the financial statements deduced that the company's internal investigation did not include certain forensic electronic communication searches ordinarily expected given the circumstances of the accounting irregularities. Auditors stated that as a result, they were unable to obtain sufficient appropriate evidence regarding the completeness of the full extent of the accounting irregularities. The company asked that the audit opinion be amended. Wow. To include a statement that following legal consultation, the company could not agree to the review of.
What is that?
Listen, Jamaica Broilers continues to have solid market fundamentals, a strong brand, and a loyal customer base, and a proven track record. I don't think we're going to stop eating chicken soon. I don't think we're going to stop eating the best dressed chicken soon. And yeah, I don't think. Yeah, listen. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. Best dressed chicken. That's why it takes to be at the top. I am bullish on JBG. Yeah, I don't think I think that they'll come out of this stronger.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying as well. Yeah. Which is it's to me, this is them pre-Melissa. They got a hurricane.
And then they got another hurricane.
There's another hurricane.
Let me see what you send me.
Things are it's
be very careful that it opens.
Things are bad, things are good. And sometimes the bad just mean good later. And this is one of them to me. This is not, I don't think the world ends here. They might not necessarily. For JBG, it might not necessarily be great tomorrow, but chicken now go stop.
Yeah, people gonna eat more chicken than ever before now too.
Yeah.
So yeah, more chicken than ever before.
This to me, it's an opportunity in certain ways.
It always is. Never waste a good crisis.
I'm not saying, this is all rosy. And you see my reactions, heard my reactions. It's just, as an investor, this is something I see myself being able to take advantage of.
Thank you for warning before I open that.
Yeah, I will make never rule.
You're a funny guy. Guys, remember you can always send a speaker request and talk about anything else. Or even this if you want to talk about it. Let me look at it. What did the trading today actually look like? That's that.
Yo. Dividends are paid out of retained earnings, bro.
Yes, they are by law.
How much dividends we get so far in that time?
How many? Wait, sorry, say that again.
How much dividends we got in that time? Since reclassification period.
I mean, the JBG has been on forever. They have the retained earnings, right? But it's a good question nonetheless.
What's retained earnings now, actually? Since reclassification.
Let me tell you. Yeah, I'm really trying to change the subject. My God.
Some of them weren't retained called dividends, and then some of them weren't real called losses.
Wow. Hold on. It's negative.
Yeah. 22 billion is enough. You don't have to take down your retained earnings, right? People always like keep so much.
Yeah, but I thought JBG been around for, but no, you're right. Now they're down to -9. There's,
and then,
well, of course that's why.
Also, it's not even just 22. You know, when I say 22, it's when they said 22 gone. When they said it's been around for a while, it means they had a lot more than 22, basically, right? Which unlikely, bro. 22 is what you have as enough number.
They had 25.
Yeah, and that was enough. So to say I have 22,
They have not. No, they have -9 now.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, it's shocking to me. I wish I'd looked at it before we started the episode. Wow. 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 What did the trading today look like? 587,000 shares. 10 million worth. 120 trades. And it halted down at 18 and then continued trade.
Where's my tab?
This is something. Let's go back through the day. Oh. Okay. 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 Did they open and somebody immediately just dropped 37? Okay.
So leave me rule in effect. Yeah.
I don't this no. Okay. Never waste a good crisis.
Never
waste a good crisis. And in trading continue at 18 later on. You never waste a good crisis. This looks wall at 20. All right. Whew. You have anything positive? You have some positivity? Give us a positive stock, Danai. Give us some positivity. Give us a positive stock.
I mean, it's positive here. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's a bad thing if you're in there and all that, but there's recontextualization. You know, it's not the world doesn't end here. I hate the stock only go. You know, it's the idea of the thing is always bad, always done. Things it's like a big shake-up and things. I've
It's needed.
100%.
Yeah, it's needed. It's
because the reason we're here in the first place is things were not said as they were.
yeah.
Overstatement. That's madness.
Yeah, and it's needed. Either way you cut it, it's needed, and it's good. It's good. It's always good for things like this to come to the light. And if the brokers would have, pushed and we had shorting.
Yeah, it could have a reaction to this, right?
Exactly. There would be people who would be able to earn off the fall in the thing. More people would be able to earn off the fall in the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing that worries me, the thing I think about, there's just immediate risk factor in my mind. Oh, yo, this can be in there. Is if those are the real cost of sales, it's not that even beyond. Oh, this does happen now. There we now have something to worry about. Meaning, what the company actually looks like now.
I mean, they also put out their first quarter results, and those were they were good, nicely profitable compared to the restated.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, compared to the restated period, you have 1.5 billion in profits in this quarter versus a restated 283 million in profits. And that's on 26.2 billion in revenue, which is larger than the same time last year, the restated 23.5 billion in revenue. Yo, it's like it blew my mind, boy. It's like I can't say what I want to say. Wow. The retained earnings point. Wow. Wow.
Aye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Wow. Let's see. We have a request from Sir Phil the Brick Cutter himself. What's up, Sir Phil? You hearing us? Or is he gone again? Dr. Bricks look like him gone again.
I'm on. I hear you. 1 second.
Okay. Perfect. Wow. Well, I want to hear about almost any other stock now.
Jack does hit another profitable quarter.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to raise some money. I have nothing but my gut to say that they've not said any such thing, but I just feel like they're gonna raise some money. I think them tax break almost up to.
Mm-hmm.
So not a bad time. They've changed the entire business. They haven't changed the business model per se, but they've changed the focus of the business.
Yep.
Yeah, and I mean year to date, I think they're one of the biggest gainers on the market year to date, if not the biggest gainer. Let's see. Well, you know which one is the biggest gainer?
Oh no. So I thought you had it already set up because I saw JetCon and I saw JetCon when you scroll into it, and then then you scroll very fast. So I saw 138 at the top. So I thought 138 was the biggest gainer. Hence my laughter.
Oh, wait, it might be 138 student living's preference shares, variable rate preference shares. Because I mean, those preference shares move in a very magical way sometimes. CPFV, look at that. Epley.
What was the debt that 138 wanted to clear?
Yo, you're trying to put everything in this episode, bro. I don't know that road with you.
That's pretty. Think about it.
I do. Sometimes I've looked at it.
Was it preference shares?
Was it what?
Was it the preference shares?
I think maybe the preference shares were part of it, if I remember correctly. I think they were trying to do a consolidation. I could be wrong. I think they were trying to do a consolidation. Huh?
I think so too, but I was hoping you know off the top of your head.
I don't know off the top of my head. I have the greatest brain right now, so I don't know. But no, the number one. Why were you asking though? Let me hear.
Because the APO never raised the money and they couldn't be cleared in the way they wanted it to. So
I do remember that.
And then they see some interest in trading around the preference shares. Was it before or after that we start seeing the interest in trading? Whatever. But either way, that putting the two together is interesting in my opinion.
No, that is an interesting point.
It gives me another lens to look at it with. The trading around those shares.
Like when did it start to do that spike? Yeah, I think 1 year. No, it wasn't. It was JPS. One of the JPS preference shares.
JPS.
So 138 maybe started to load, and then we'll see. But yes, CPFV is actually the number one gainer year to date. 47%.
Carreras is strong in the JCon, strong in the GenAC acquisition conversation, in my opinion.
And the Atlantic hardware conversation. Yeah, they rent the land to Atlantic. And they do a couple more things to maybe hoping for a IPO a little later on one of those, another paper company. I think
about the insurance, because they said insurance is a business at scale. The more scale they have, then the more thing they, the more. So, and then if we're all in the same group, and that's the things that are insured are the CPFE. CPFE has things insured. GenAC insured the buildings are GenAC insured. GenAC gets better. If GenAC gets better scale, and I mean GenAC sure can have better deals and whatever, it can compete better. But I think with my thing that is insured by my insurance that just got better scale, can also eat nice, even better there.
Yeah,
less money flowing to the it's less money flowing at a cost to me from insurance, and also this thing can do more.
Or maybe even the same money, or maybe even more money flowing as a cost to me to insurance, but it's my insurance company, so that's a greater revenue. Yeah.
The big thing there is that I have more control of what the cost is on either side. So you say CPAV wants to grow and have more properties in there, so you can have a bigger portfolio that gets insured thing there. Then I'll throw some money on that side. He can do his thing, because that money will come back to me when it grows and get revenue, and those things are insured, flowing back to GenAC. That's what's big and big. What a pie they've cut for themselves.
My brother. Yeah, I mean, why you've touched on some of my excitement around Atlantic. It's exactly that. Atlantic, they bought Atlantic. It had the fire. I don't know if GenAC insured them then, but GenAC certainly insures them now. GenAC owns like 10 or 12% of them. Move them to a lot closer to right on the sea on Kingston's port, which they're leasing from CPFV. And that new place is insured by GenAC also. Yeah, you keep it within the circle, you keep it within the family, and you make it. And then I have this Atlantic, and it's gonna use all these things. Anything you need, Atlantic supplies. Atlantic supplies most of the hardwares in the country, with various things. And then you already had another hardware company, Lumber, who buys from Atlantic. So Lumber also own a piece of Atlantic. Lumber owns a larger piece of Atlantic than GenAC. Like, yeah, they've never bake a nice pie for themselves. Them bake a pie, bought the stove, apologies to Bujo, bought the oven, bought the house, and bought the plates. And yeah, them have everything. Them have everything. There's control on every single side of that pie.
He become the IPO for you?
Say that again?
He become my IPO?
I don't know, but it'd be nice if they did, but I don't even care. It would be great if they did.
I know. Yeah, sure, but I'm thinking about GenAC moving to the main market. So it doesn't have it. The thing I thought that immediately was, okay, if it IPOs, then there's no restriction on a junior market company or a main market company. But okay, but GenAC move up, sure.
But I don't think they'd listed junior. I think they'd go straight main.
I know. That was not the point I was going to at all. Okay. I was thinking then, that was like AS Brad. I've one list, two of them listed.
Why would you do that? For money, right? For money.
Because Beacon they want some money too. It will want. I mean, GenAC can do the raise and everything is under GenAC can do the thing, but why not?
I don't know. Epic gonna want money. I mean, Trinidad is an expensive place.
So why not? Why not just Okay, do it IPO too. Get some money on it. You could also do intro listing. Just like Ace Brand.
That's their style, right?
Exactly.
They like to hedge the bets.
What I think about this is these are the guys that did the facey move.
Yes. Yeah. yeah. That bread, the bread.
I mean, you don't have IPO, but this thing could be listed.
Mm-hmm. It is. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Beacon is listed. No, but you're right. A direct listing. Why not?
You know, it could. It could be. It could. Jenna could raise money to buy it, which is why it moved to the main market. Or Jenna could lend the money to buy it, and then the IPO pays it off.
Which is the way.
Why not just list it in Trinidad alone?
No, why?
But okay, one, I'm not listing. No, I would not do that. Why? Okay, exactly why I feel. You know, like Jamaica bossy.
No. I'm not talking from my point of view. I mean, from their point of view.
Whose point of view, though, Phil? BB Scott?
Exactly. Why would you go to Trinidad only? You know, love the Jamaican market and all the money you give you. That Trinidad is not giving them
yet.
Well, I get you.
To me, it's only one. It just only makes sense. So.
Why not both?
What I mean is, if you're going there, so you're going here. So if you're going here, so you can be here only. There's no Trinidad.
I mean, yeah, I can see both. Right. I can see both. I can see my reasoning would have been it being a known company in Trinidad, and we don't really know it here in Jamaica, but it's true.
It's probably a known company in Jamaica.
No, it was not.
No.
Most people found out about Ace Bryden when it was bought.
You know them products more than them.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
That's true. That is true. We know the products more than them.
But both make a lot of sense, actually. Because we take advantage of them being known in Trinidad, and we list here too. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. Money you want, you know, big flaws of Jamaica, right?
Yeah, and
money,
why not
money
go
that Trinidad to
yeah, but why not go first? You have to think about also
like bread. This here first.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's the better market. We know that it's the market.
This is the money. I can't see the move in Trinidad making more sense than the move in Jamaica. This ain't here.
True. And so Javon said that, which is true, something that we know from before, that Genac already got the approval for a share cap raise. However, there's like a 300 million units, but there's, I believe, that might be part of the purchasing of Beacon, like a little bit of share swap. But then if they do that, I want to be clear. I think I was mixed in some of my wishful thinking. And I think also some of what the Trinilink said with what they have actually, they being GNAC. I don't know, GNAC hasn't said anything about any share swap. But I do see value in it being listed here. And then I could see them doing that then, right? That's their MO. They being the Epley team MO. You do the I give you these 300. I mean, they did the exact same thing. They bought Ace Bryden with separate shares, right? Or was it CP? Yeah.
And they bought CPF. CPF did the thing with separate. That was before Ace Bryden.
And then they did a dividend in specie of the CPFV shares to get
CPFV. Yeah, they bought the buildings and whatever.
Yeah. And then pay it out as a dividend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I respect the moves that they make. I can't lie.
I understand value and how to work it.
Yeah, and I like that they include the marketing. Of course, I wish they'd include the market more, but maybe this is it. Is Beacon going to list? Funny enough, I mean, outside of the initial time when I saw it and I thought, yeah, it'd be nice for it to list. I haven't even given it much thought.
To me, I'm just thinking of it. I'm not. It
It's
doesn't
a good
need
thought.
to. I love for it to.
It's just
Because
more
if
money if
extend-
they do list it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just more money if they do list it, and why not?
Also, like, what's the play? Jenna, again, they approve of a share cap raise. They come to the main market, so to me, they're going to raise some money.
Yeah, there's no reason to go to the main market otherwise.
Buy Beacon from Musson.
Mm-hmm.
You don't stop there.
No, I don't stop there either. Yeah, keep going.
You get some money on the market. You put the Beacon list on its own now.
Correct. And then what? Are you not doing that just for doing it sake? I think if you think holistically, think about the whole group, think about those guys, everything that they're doing. I mean, there's a major separate push in Trinidad. Right? I'm sure that big warehouse that's being constructed, for them there. Well, I would be surprised if it's not insured by GNAC or Beacon.
And more money.
Oh yeah, but yeah, within the circle, and then that's outside of the country, so that's another. There are things there. There are a lot.
It's Trinidad. USD, bro.
Well, they don't have any, right? Technically,
yeah, that's actually USD I can upload on Trinidad if with it because the group works.
Yeah, I have USD. My competitors don't.
Yeah, that's cash here that can. We have a nice gamble situation in Jamaica where anybody would want that deal. So just change the money off for me.
Yeah,
and it can go to Trinidad for any. Again, they don't. We are the Trinidad guys that don't have USD problems anymore.
Right.
It's very easy to go.
Can you imagine competing against 3 or 4 or 5 other big players, but only you have easy access to USD?
We just buy the big players, just buy JMB and sell it in Trinidad.
Or you buy Ace Bryden and sell it in Jamaica. Yeah. Listen. I am happy that I'm happy to be a GNAC shareholder, and I'm still buying. If it's a nice price, I might sell some. If it's a nicer price, I'd sell all. But I don't have enough. That's it. I don't have enough. But yeah, Sir Phil, you jump on at the right time to look at nobody else don't want to set a speaker request, so you get to ask us all the questions. I talk about the points that you have around the market. What are you thinking in terms of rebuild? What's your rebuild stock? And you can't say main event.
Yeah, the GNAC main event. Okay, I thought we were limiting everything. Anything else to talk about before?
Well, horse racing start back tomorrow.
You can't say SPL.
Yeah, too late.
Yeah. I liked about the SPL talk. Yo.
I found it.
Yo, JBG.
Going back.
JBG trading at price.
Oh no, I'm talking about JBG share price with MJE.
And also Select MD. JBG is one of the bigger parts of Select MD now.
How much of it?
Yes.
I'd meant to look it up in another tab. I'll tell you. But it
was a bigger part this morning.
Oh, it's a smaller part today.
Jesus Christ.
Sky heartless boy.
Yes.
I believe JBG is or was. Damn, it really. I look at it on my money, JA, our portfolio with it, but it works off the live share prices, so it is obviously smaller now. Yeah, it's obviously smaller now. Let me find it and tell you. And tell you so a grain of salt also, haven't done all of the full work on it, but JBG is like right now, my God.
7, number 7.
With a fallen
What's percentage of the fund, bro?
Yeah, I don't have. I'm looking at don't show me that easily. But what I'm looking at is like it look like them lose half of the value.
Yeah, what was the drop
What
on
I'm
it
seeing
today?
in September.
48.29. Yeah, what we sorry, yeah. What did Select MD say?
September 30th, it was 5.07% of the portfolio.
How much of it is made? How much is in MJ? What's MJE percentage? What percent of MJE is JBG?
JBG.
More units, less value now. All right, I answer both of those. I start with the Select MD first. Select MD at the end of September, like Phil said. Phil, you're quoting from Select MD's
report, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 5% of the portfolio.
How much did it fall by today? Well, since September, they work it out.
Ooh. Ooh. So, well, that's a quarter, right? Not since the end of September. So quarter to date.
Mm-hmm.
Quarter to date, they're down 26.79%.
Mm-hmm.
So down from 5 to 4.
And MJE, I mean, it's 5% of the portfolio, so it's enough, but it's not enough. You get me?
No, I don't get it, bro. I mean, you're right in that it's enough, but it's not enough, and it was larger, I think, and it has fallen a bit lower, but it's the fifth biggest thing in their portfolio, or sixth biggest, or was the sixth biggest thing in their portfolio.
I think
the second biggest for MJE.
That's
was the second biggest for MJE.
That's what I say, bro. It
was 7%.
I feel like it hurt more over this one because they're not as diversified as that guy. They have more eggs in the eggs in the basket are the size of the eggs in the basket. How much of the basket them take up?
True.
More.
True. True.
7.8%.
But the race is not for the Swift.
Is 11. It's 18%, while MJ is SVL is 9%
of MJE.
MJE, yeah.
Yeah, 56.9%.
What percentage was Phil? What percent you say it was? It is out of portfolio?
JBG was 7.8% at September 30th of MJE.
I mean, MJE also is pretty diversified beyond the SVL.
So. Beyond the SVL, but I mean that's like saying, I'm I use the wrong analogy. It's okay. Yeah, it's the number one thing outside of SVL though.
Yeah. So what the percentage is?
So what you do? You manage it, I guess.
Yeah, man. You manage it.
You manage
and
it.
These guys
these
are the managing guys, not Select. Select is not aren't the managing guys. MJ is managing.
MJ is certainly the managing guys. And on that point, that brings me back to my earlier SVL point that if I remember correctly, well, it's actually Phil's SVL point. So go through. Well, I don't Phil and I have the same SVL point, but go through Phil. You're saying about Caymanas.
Yeah, Caymanas restarting. I was just making note of how. Oh, you hearing me?
Yeah, man, we're hearing you clearly.
Of the tone around SVL had a investor forum for their third quarter report, and they seem a lot more upbeat than they did after burial. Of course, more make for talk, yes, but there's also it's 4 months before they actually have to tell us anything.
Is that Phil or me?
Doing what?
You're hearing me?
Nah.
Whatever you're hearing is on your side, then we're not hearing anything.
That's lost connection. I can't hear Phil.
Oh.
Phil? You hearing Phil? Are you
I
hearing
was
Phil?
For a moment, but then I'm not. Phil, you hearing us? Yes, Phil, drop off. Tax bracket increase again.
Yeah, Phil, have the same internet?
Yeah.
Oh, it might be at internet, sorry.
Yeah. Phil, get them to sail out a little further now. Clear skies for the Starlink. Well, I see him sending emojis, but I don't know if he's hearing us. So I don't know what happened. I'm not sure what happened. While we wait for him to come back, I'll tell you my SVL point. I was saying that Gary Peart might be him, bro. Like he might really be him. Because you have to remember, like they cleaned house, they did not clean house. I will not use that term, but they have done a bit of a boy, I haven't been in the 9-to-5 life in a long time, so I forget how to hold my corporate tongue. They have done a restructuring, corporate restructuring, to handle what seems to maybe be rougher times. And in 3 quarters, they're above their full profit for last year. So they've already made, and you know that is for something like SVL, is difficult. Yeah, man, it's difficult. This quarter's profit versus last year, 48% higher. The quarter before, 66% higher. We have 1 quarter left, and it was, I think, a last quarter, close to a last quarter. There was 69 million. So, it was heavily impacted last year in the Q4, 69 million profit. So I mean, even with Melissa, 69 million for the company that pulls, $500 million in a quarter, that's gonna be beaten up.
Yikes.
So yeah, that's gonna be beaten up positively. So I thought, that maybe the only thing that can really be a headache inducing might be Melissa. But then I was impressed by, is it Dashan again? Boy, Dashan, I don't know. I'll go for Obia for you to not win it this year. Is if it is him who wrote this article.
Illegal.
Which is what? Obia is illegal, isn't it? Yeah.
No, soon to be legal.
They're gonna legalize it?
It's in front of the law.
Okay. Wow. Time come. SVL delivers Q3, but wary of Melissa effects. Right. It wasn't Dasha, and this one is from Gleaner. There was a quote that I saw. Well, this thing that I know was also on Twitter. It was on Twitter. I think it was in the group. Somebody pointed out that the draw stopped. I mean, Olympics has never stopped the draw. Nothing has ever stopped the draw, but Melissa stopped the draw. And the thing that impressed me at first was this: when they reopened Thursday on the 30th, 20% of the terminals came on. That would be expected, right? Especially that Thursday after, when we're just trying to pick up the piece, you just seeing what's happening. You're like, wow, 20% coming on. I like part that is no power, blah, blah, blah. The part that impressed me a little later on was, where is it? This is a quotation from Peart. Even though I have 50% of the machines back up, that to me, a week later, I'm like, okay, cool, half of it. Then those machines are generating almost 70% of sales relative to pre-Melissa. That I'm like, yo, half of your machines back up, and it's doing 70% of pre-Melissa. Wow.
No, I think they mean their sales. I mean the machine specific sales, not.
I know what it means.
Sales.
I know what it means.
Okay, let's be clear, bro.
Yeah, but that don't say nothing. A large part of the revenue run that's their network. They have the biggest. I think they have the biggest financial. Do they call it a financial network? They have the biggest. I don't know what else to call it. They have a hell of a network.
The head distribution, I believe.
What they call it? What you call it?
distribution. Them and my remembrance of it was when them and speaking of how they and Carreras have the biggest.
No,
retail
I
distribution.
would. If it's I'm very curious. When I say distribution, Wisinka is I think the biggest distribution. Nobody beats that.
It's a retail. Yeah, well, that's a different.
Carreras also has the second biggest. But when I'm talking about this, like I was comparing their outlets to like the ATM network. So that's why I said the financial, but then I don't think they call it a financial network yet. So yeah, if you got distribution here, Wisinka beats everybody. Wisinka gets a bottle of water in your hand no matter where you are. Carreras is also there. You can get Craveny anywhere. White rum is also pretty strong. You can get white rum, Craveny, and Bad Mind anywhere. But so this going back to this specific sentence, I think a large part of the revenue runs through that network. And that's the machines that they're talking about. And if 50% of your machines are giving you 70% of the sales relative to pre-Melissa, like there's no company leadership. I mean, as much as you spoke about it as, people in affected areas migrating maybe to other unaffected areas, there's no company leader work their salt. That's
how do you see? Are you saying 70% of all machines revenue is being generated by 50% of the machines, or are you thinking 50% of the machines are back online to the point where 50% of those those machines were they're making 70% of what those machines used to make?
I see it as half of my machines are back online and they're giving me the revenue, the sales revenue that when all of my machines were online, I was getting that level of revenue from 70% of them.
Oh yeah, I don't see the same. I think this might be very one of those very ambiguous ways to say things.
It is there's other things with so I'm not taking this to say that SVL's overall revenue is 70%, 50%. I'm not taking like that.
No, man. But I'm saying this could be the other thing. It might not be that 50% of machines are generating 70% of what we used to do. It could be that these machines are making 70% of what those specific machines used to make. So instead of 50 making 75, it's 50 making 30. It's 50 making 70, it's 50 making 35.
I don't know.
I could read it that way.
You could read that way. I'm adding so I'm hearing it in my head. He's saying what that is saying is that people in affected areas have migrated. Yeah. I'm reading it as at 100%. Melissa hit. I know have 50.
It also like that to me.
Yeah. So I was saying that any company leader worth their salt is very likely, in my view, to want to try and continue that. Obviously, you don't expect all of it to continue, but there is some amount of, hey, I'm getting better throughput now from the machines that are here. When I get my 100% back on, I expect my sales to also be back in line. I think Phil is back with us.
Testing.
Yeah, man, we're hearing you. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was desperately trying to get her to agree.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think it is. They are back to 70% of sales.
Okay.
70% of what they used to sell overall before the hurricane, with 50% of the machines. So, because and the following sentence is what kind of solidifies that is what he means, that people have moved. Yeah,
I'm only on the first, the first part.
Yeah. Was it a quotation from the earnings call, Phil?
No, so that was interesting. So both the Observer and the Gleaner, see, I don't know if they had separate interviews, but they both interviewed Gary around that report, and they weren't quoting the earnings call. The earnings call, had different comments and things. So
This is the Observer article. No, continue. Yeah, I just have it up while we're going through. Yeah.
I think my internet.
Yeah, so yeah, that's that. Well, I guess you said it just now that the hope and the expectation is that they would continue. You know, when they do get back um fully operational. Obviously, you know the worst hit area. They probably won't get those machines up for a while, but where there's
What I feel. Randy?
Yeah, I'm hearing you fine. I was not hearing him.
Okay. My internet just stuttered out again. So I guess me and Phil read upon the same connection.
Looks so. Yeah. You need to sort that out somehow. Well, yeah, I mean, I think the point is, I don't want to fill in Phil's point, but I will have similar points where I hadn't read the Observer one actually, and this one also by Dashan. So I like that. Yeah, well, I think we're coming back into a good age of financial reporting. You know, I remember how good this used to be back in the day, where the pieces that you have in Gleaner don't match the pieces you have in Observer, and so when you put them together, you get a better picture. Yeah, because look at this. So in the Observer article, which came out November 5th, and the Gleaner article was, let's see, November 12th. So in the November 5th article, he says, quoting Gary Peart again, we shut down draws for 2 days because of what we were briefed of in terms of what's likely to happen. Operations restarted on Thursday. Estimated sales remain down almost 50% compared to pre-hurricane levels. Jamaicans are resilient, noting that terminals in heavily affected parishes like St. Elizabeth were coming back online just days after the storm. Interestingly, the first terminal turned on Friday in St. Elizabeth, 3 days after the hurricane. I won't tell you the number of terminals that were operational there, but some terminals lighted up in St. Elizabeth, which was shocking. And since then, the number of terminals in St. Elizabeth has tripled. Pointed out that St. Elizabeth was the worst affected parish by the hurricane. Rapid restoration is helping to recoup losses that at SVL scale, with revenues averaging below revenues averaging below, one sec. Yeah, revenues averaging below, I've lost my place. Averaging roughly 150 mil a day, represented a major financial blow. Pointed out this point, which I think maybe Phil was interested in putting forward. I don't know what's happening with the space here. You still hearing me, right, Danai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so one smart close before the storm hits. I was very, very lucky, and much better position to withstand the disruption. I speak about the employees, recovers, pivot. Okay, we never ever saw SVL as a gaming company, Peart stated. We saw SVL at times as a transaction company with gaming bolted on. Look at that. It's that the group is now evolving, pun intended. Because it's evolved, that's what it's called, into a technology company. Okay, so they don't call it finance, which is smart-ish. You have legal things behind that. Shift powered by proprietary software that runs services like its Evolve microfinance arm, its phone credit unit charge upon its remittance business. And of course, to talk about the 3 months, the 9 months numbers. I Phil sends back a speaking request. If his internet sorts out, then maybe we can. I don't want to take all of his points, but yeah. I was wondering if he's gonna mention the Ghana things, and then yeah. In Ghana, where SVL already operates, its business is equivalent to 50% of the business, really, not in Jamaica. And yet still represents a mere 3% of the total Ghanaian market. Ghana had a tax on lottery winnings that they gave up. They repealed earlier this year. Every time I want to sell a damn stock, I can't. every time I want to sell it, I can't. Every single time I'm like, yo, the money could go somewhere else. I'm like, yo, if I sell it tomorrow, them going to do something great the day after.
More time come.
Oh my God, man. And in Ghana, they're not SVL in Ghana. They're more like what's the name of that? Bother with the name of the company. They're the technology provider to the gaming company in Ghana, which I think allows them also the opportunity to go cross border a lot easier. Every time I want to sell the damn thing, I can't. So yeah, anyway, I said that the initial point I was making is that like some of the stuff like he said in this, you notice is in the Gleaner article, it's said differently, right? So like before, they don't want to say the number area in the Gleaner article, only 20% of the terminals came on. But then further down, he's talking about 50, like the 50%, 70% is in the Gleaner article, it's not in the Observer article. And I just remember in the days when this is all you had to put a picture together. You kind of have to work with both of them to get an idea. Either way, the sentence I wanted to say, my last thing on this. Peart estimates that without the hurricane, SVL might have posted between 700 and $1 billion profit in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the quarter that I just spoke about. That last year it was 95 million net profit. So before Melissa, they were expecting 700 to $1 billion. Given Melissa, depending on how we come out of November, we could still surpass 2 billion for the full year. So that's 2 billion in profit for the full year. This after reworking the top end of the business. That's to me, that's impressive. I'm not used to seeing, like, I'm used to like a business taking 2-3 years to really get their turnaround going, before you can really see them a certain way. This like what? This year, no, so start of the year to the end of the year. Turn it into back into a profit machine. Who knows?
Yeah.
And then there's a whole lot more dots in around that. But yeah, SVL, he might be him, like I said.
Or you?
Yeah, he may be him. Anyway, I don't know. I feel look like he's not coming back on. So I don't know. Give me another stock you care about, and we can call it a night. I don't want to go all night with this week. But don't give me nothing like JBG. That still blows my mind. Let's find something. What do you think is one of the greatest post? Well, I say I actually have a question too, but I'll ask the first one. What do you think is one of the greatest post Melissa stocks? And what do you think that impact will look like?
We'll find something interesting.
Don't have to be interesting. It can just be unusual. It can be something in front of everybody, but they just never saw the side. Right?
That'll be interesting, eh?
Yeah, that is true. Anybody who have something like that in mind, feel free. If you do, before we wrap, you want jump on and give a quick talk around that. Your thoughts on the best or one of the best post Melissa stocks to own. Let me know, and I'll also try and tell you mine. I will hear what the interesting one is that Danai comes up with.
Not you.
Yo, it can also be negative, So, I think
I'll try not to be negative. I'll try not to be negative.
True. But I mean, also sometimes just avoiding some of the negative or seeing some of the negative.
Here's my problem. Like, I think I negative when I say, "Oh, you should do well, JFP." But I don't think you're gonna.
Ooh. Can I tell you that I kept looking through all the videos. I feel bad, but I kept looking through all the videos and stuff like, yo, the KFC get hit, and then like Moby Starbucks get licked. I don't know, no little tree couldn't try help the share price. Fly going like directly into a Starbucks, mash up TGIF. Please.
Yeah, like it was. I don't even. What's the JFP's problem?
I don't know. Nobody even cares. I see Metriciaga more now in
I
my
feel like
mind for other things.
It feels like it does feels like there's no business. Like we not tried nothing new. With the one thing we tried does never work out.
And that's it.
It never work out. It work out and then stop working out, and then we just don't hear anything about it again, and then just
still don't have a clear shareholder answer on that yet, eh?
Not one. And then we're over here now. Like, and then, okay, so back to business. All the things we were doing before IPO that sounded great, that have never happened to do that thing came in afterwards, right? If I remember correctly, that came in as a big deal afterwards.
The possibility of the deal
of post office, yeah. But now we're sitting on our hands with nothing. So all the things that we're doing before, what happened to that? All the things we wanted to do before, what happened to that?
Yo, I still maintain, my company told me that they are proud to announce that they have acquired 30% of total office.
So wait, there.
I know I can't see it. That's kind of wild to me.
Think of Blue Emerald.
But, okay, so as questionable as Blue Emerald was, we got the final, and we get it may not have been the best answer, even sensible or to me acceptable answer, but we got the answer.
You're right.
Here, I don't know if maybe I miss it, and I don't think I missed it, but I saw the chairman say, it would have been this because before there was a lady for the chairman. So I guess the first annual report, I saw the chairman of my company say, I am thrilled to announce that JFP has also acquired a 30% stake in Total Office Limited. That's not GNAC's plans to acquire or will or whatever. Has also, and it's the chairman of the board that's saying it.
If you ever heard mine, that's not you die. Yeah, but it really, like, we heard so much about this thing, and then to the point where we hear so buy it, and then we know it was never bought to buy it. And then remember,
but you can't say never bought to buy it. You told me that you bought it.
Exactly.
This sentence says I bought it. We bought it.
Oh, we bought it with my company money, and then suddenly I just don't see it anymore. And then remember the deal was we buy some of you buy some of us, then we do this whatever niceness afterwards. And those guys quietly sold. We never heard more again on the okay. So what's the plan now for the deal? The deal is start. It to the point they bought and you bought. So what happened now? I when it comes to me now seeing where I bought, it never happened. I saw where those guys bought and started selling.
Yo, 30% is more than an associate stake. Where's my associate?
Exactly. And we were how much they and the plan was I'm associate of you, you're associate of me. So to me, that I thought why I said they sold quietly, you can't loudly tell me they're buying as a part of our double associate situation. And then when they're selling and I bought and you buy the company, we don't see it anymore. And then they're selling and nobody's saying anything.
True, but not as
I'm not pressuring them for selling. I'm pressuring.
Well, maybe we should because that's our associate.
Yes. Exactly that.
That's our associate.
But also, but beyond, like, if it's yeah. I can't even if that is 100%. We bought. They bought us and said, "Hey, the deals we're buying. I'm associate of you. You're associate of me. I'm quietly back out." You don't own me, but you always said it. You told we did tell you that you do own part of this company. But
then you have to
I'm
show
gonna do
it.
my thing
Then
over here. I'm out.
you
No
can't, but
show.
it don't
I'm
work that
gone.
way.
I never see anything there. Yep. So that's not right.
It's
And then
beyond
now
that,
we're
right?
in a position of so the company doing what it's doing. He's not really doing anything. He's just in a terrible state overall now. The plan's dead, and what's the business right now? It's not looking pretty.
Yeah, but I mean, on the flip side, maybe Melissa is an opportunity for them.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe Melissa is an opportunity for them.
As I say, it should be you. But I don't think it will. My confidence is not for that one. I want it to be.
Uh-huh.
But, and I look at Melissa and I say, yeah, it should, right? Like, it makes sense. But when time's good enough, nothing about that one. So why am I gonna believe no?
Problem is though, I mean, yeah, the problem is that I think Melissa, not Melissa, but Melissa or no Melissa, the cost of JFP compared to China and those other things, like it's hard to beat them. It's hard to beat them, right?
And they're already in a situation where they were talking about that. Oh, yo, we're not going to beat on costs. We're going to beat on quality, and the things we're doing is interesting. So in these markets, we're doing marketing to certain people and certain sections of the market.
What happened?
Even they said them go foreign, bro, and go to the show and get good positive reviews. Remember that?
Yeah. There was that one hotel that tried thing. Yeah.
And then
nothing.
And then
yeah. And there's supposed to be what's it? PF Chang's. So hopefully they're supposed to be doing PF Chang's. And if Melissa blow that away. I mean, things take time, you know how it go, but who knows?
Portmore. Hope Melissa will blow that way, and I hope that's them for real. I remember something else. What do I remember? Some bad news about coming out already too.
Bad news?
Did it?
Sangsters International Airport. They were supposed to be doing, as far as I know, I think they were supposed to be doing something around that. I'm not sure.
What happened? What's the bad news I'm remembering? Like I don't know if I lose a contract or something. Something that happened, right?
Maybe not. I don't even know. I haven't heard anything like that publicly. So it's not. I just wonder. Like I say, I'm still waiting to see where my 30% is.
What's happening? Exactly.
Yeah, I still waiting to see where my 30% is. Damn.
Oh God,
you've been so negative today, bro.
It happened, but it never happened when I saw that, bro.
Not that. Yo, JSC. Was it JSC?
Yeah, listing, and was it the last time we're on this thing there? Or was that chill session where I say, yo, I think it was the last time. The week before last. The thing about JSC is that, bad or good, the market is not this thing. This is not. Oh, the companies are moving up and down. It's the trading up. It is a thing moving up and down, but it's not the index. It's people are buying and selling. People buy it up, they buy it down, sell it down, whatever. Activities happen on the market. So bad events create activity on the market. So, JSC is down.
JBG drop. How I put it.
Revenue.
The share price can't drop if somebody don't buy it. The share price can't rise if somebody don't sell.
And JFC each other feet for that. So I'm getting a new listing. More fees. The market trudges on. JSC.
New listings.
I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah. New listings. And there's more to come.
The market eats.
So, yeah. It's not a bad one at all. And if you come back and somebody sending any speaking requests.
It sometimes eats more in the bad times. Imagine.
Yo, I think currently they're at their fourth, or I think they're at their fifth best profit ever, and the year don't done yet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in all the years of existence, they've been JSC. In all the years of existence, the profits that they have just for the first 3 quarters of this year, is equal to it is better than any profit for any year previously, except for these 4. So this is their fifth best profit outturn.
A large part of conversation in the long-term spaces, continuity, you know. It's one of those things that it's really hard to not have continuity. It's really hard to be at the point where, there's no JC just like stop work, and it just doesn't happen like that.
Mm-hmm.
And again, to a level of goodness, money.
Yep.
What the hell is going on tonight? Okay, so go.
Yeah. Yo, I mean, again, there are monopoly that don't look like a monopoly. But
Exactly.
they use a term recently. They've been using a term, what they call it? A utility. That's what they've been. I mean, I'd say that too. I call myself a utility too, if people start thinking too hard about the monopoly thing. But yeah, JC, a great one. And that's outside of like the obvious ones. Like it's clear to everybody that Atlantic going to eat, has been eating and will eat more. Lumber, it's in the name. Yeah, and Lumber own Atlantic. CHL. You remember the comments?
Yeah, CHL my immediate I never want to say it.
Yeah, I'll say it. He's also a good shareholder of mine, but I don't own enough either. But it's if you remember before, we spoke about actually before the pandemic, not the pandemic, geez, before Melissa, Richard Pandoy had said, about the ports remaining open at the time of it remaining open. But then I look on this and I'm thinking, how you go? Your boss Virgin just buy a port, or maybe your boss just buy a port. Definitely your boss just buy a port with CHL. And
same group chat as the earlier guys were talking about.
Yeah, same WhatsApp group. Not only same WhatsApp group, I expect the same guys. I expect the same guy to come in. I expect my brethren to come in. You know why else I expect him to come in? Specifically because I've showed out to the girl guys. We were talking about this earlier this week, and I'll talk about it more. I'm sure I'll talk about it more. And I know I'm talking about the advanced grow this month, but I'll talk about it more tomorrow at chill session. That little line in the CHL said, or there was Kingston Wharves who said it. Kingston Wharves who said that they made the investment in CHL for investment purposes.
Bro, companies skill, bro.
Yeah, man, they're skill. They're very, very skilled. Why did they say that? Say that again?
Why would you do that to do it?
Yeah.
Like the explanation of the thing is the thing.
I bet you them not gonna just say what they're asking for. What was the purpose of the investment? Said for investment purposes. Oh my God! It's such a good thing. Like I can see myself saying, "Yo, try it. What's the worst that could happen? Them send it back and say you can't answer that. Just try it. Just try it. I bet it work.
Because what would stop it from work? That's the reality. What would stop it from work, bro?
I can think of a couple of things that would stop it from working, but I won't say them.
Exactly. That's the point, It's people get away with so much. We've complained about that one before, eh?
Yeah, well, I never complain about it no more. I accept it actually, and I've gotten to the point where I actually.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Complain or profit, eh?
Yeah, the acquisition of the 27% of the stock units in CHL by KW was made for investment purposes. And then just to cap off the point for the people who do have ADHD and are trying to figure out what the end of the sentence is supposed to be, why I expect that another party is gonna come in and buy a percentage also is because they said that KW does not plan to see plan. Plan is the same thing as what the hell was the word?
Unwilling, unlikely.
Unlikely. Yeah. Yeah. KW does not plan to seek control of CHL or to acquire majority shareholding in the company. We'll have like an escape door. When I was writing it, I didn't plan. Prove otherwise. Prove otherwise. Open my head and go in there and take it out and prove that I did always plan. Anyway, I don't expect them to seek control either of CHL. I do expect them to not. I expect them to be wherever control is. I expect them to be below that, maybe right below that. But yeah,
it's where I mean, I don't know how to say it, right? It's a kind of thing where you can have in one board meeting where you make sure the minutes have it that you don't plan to, and then the idea becomes sensible 5 board meetings later, where we should make this plan, and then you can't tell me we never plan to because the minute said we never plan.
Yeah,
and then
I said I didn't plan to.
Randy gave us a good idea, man.
Yeah. Guys, when I don't talk about it, I'm going to recuse myself. I can't be here for this. Anyway, 27% of it bought. They have the option for another 13%. 27 and 13 is how much? 40. And not ultimate, but unquestionable control, most places in the world starts at what? 50.01. So 40 is not 50. That's no control, right? And they do not intend. They do not intend to seek control of CHL or to acquire a majority in it. So yeah, I can go to 40. I go to 40. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of Atlantic. How Atlantic ownership set up. It's got the shareholdings. Construct Group owns 39.8. That runs up to what, 40? Mm-hmm. But Construct is not. Well, Construct is not listed, so I don't know. Lombard Depot owns 29.29, which is above the associate stake, but it's not a controlling stake at all. I'm sure Lombard Depot does not intend to seek control of it either. GNAC owns 11.94. Right? And that's not even associate stake. So GNAC definitely doesn't control it, right? Even though they do have somebody on the board, they don't control it. GNAC is that company that is owned by Mussons, right? Mm-hmm. Which is how would that go?
They own a lot of lumber.
They also own a lot of lumber, don't they? Which owns the same lumber that owns 29% of this. Damn. But Construct is the biggest shareholder at right below 40. And Construct is different. Construct is Paul Scott. Huh. That's the same person as PB Scott?
I believe so.
Look at that. And Jeffrey Hall is also on the board via lumber. Huh. But Construct is also Paul Scott, who is the same Paul Scott in Mussons. Huh. And Jeffrey, yeah. Jeffrey Hall is the same Jeffrey Hall from Jamaica Producers.
No, it does sound like it different.
No, it must be McGowan is not a common.
McGowan.
Okay. Okay. From number. Okay. Jamaica Producers is a company that own and control Panjam now. Yeah, headed by Jeffrey McGowan Hall. Panjam is a company that own and control Kingston Wharves, which just bought CHL. You're not gonna call CHL.
No controlling plan. No plans there. It might invest, bro. Just want some
investment
shares.
Purposes. investment purposes. Listen, I'm an investor. I'm somewhat of an investor myself. Oh my God.
Again, bro. Investment purposes.
Hold on.
Not a lie. It's a true vague line.
It's not a lie at all. It's illegal for them to lie to us when speaking officially.
I invested
for investment purposes.
Whatever that wants to mean. I don't. What is the goal of my investment? Didn't say, but I invested to invest for investment purposes.
You want to know? I'll end with this little piece on investment
It can mean
purposes.
so much things in reality.
I'll end with this on investment purposes. Cargo handlers sold 400. Their share of cement sales from buying house is 439 million in 2025. They bought their piece of buying house for 105 million.
100, yes, bro.
And just this year, 439 million. And that is before Melissa. That is before Melissa hit. They pay 100 odd million for something that in this year alone give them 400. I mean, every year, that thing has earned back its money. But this company is a company that Kingston Wharves has bought. And again, this is before Melissa, where we're gonna need. I mean, maybe it's definitely not as powerful as Carib Cement, right? Because Carib Cement's in Kingston. They're just a cement importer in Montego Bay. They're on the western side of the island. Which side of the island them said need to be rebuilt again?
Backyard.
Yeah. Investment purposes. I won't say that. I'll be responsible and not say that. Well, it's burning me to say it, but I won't say it. What I will say, however, is thank you guys for listening, watching. Those of you who pay attention to this, it's been exciting. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. Shout out to Shay if you're watching this in the past, if you hear this or anybody is here, hail her up. And thank you to everybody who came on. Thank you to Kay who came on early to help us with the sound. And of course, thank you to Dana, and thank you everybody for listening. And Dana, anything you want to tell the people before we cut?
Big up people. I didn't get to say it last week, so hope everybody's on the better side of Melissa. I know everybody cannot be, and hope everybody can make their way through it. This is rough times, and I don't. It's a thing you don't even know what to say, right? Like you say everything, how bad everything is, and the truth is, it's to get rough before they get better.
Yeah. If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
that's hope, eh? But all the best, people. See you again next week, and hope you enjoy your weekend.
Yep. Same here. It's BrickTalk.